adventure for the night. Because we open in Stowell, Arizona. Incorporated 1860, population of 4,000. It is a small town. A cool, just nice place to be. Frankly, the fact that I don't have this little kind of chill music going on right now says a lot about my unpreparedness, but more so, it's the kind of town where all kinds of, well, all the small things get kind of smoothed over real fast. All the big things are kept hidden, and, well, everyone waves as kids play in the streets, and most people are totally fine and comfortable, just chilling. But you've all come back to town and for various reasons, or were in town already, and have been noticing something strange over the last few days. Seriously, over the last 14 days, there's been a serious shift in the air the town has. Such to the point that you all, being concerned citizens or recent areas, have decided to kind of gather in a spot, someone's home. Someone can, jump in if they want to. But, you've all kind of been unable to reach family members, loved ones, those you work with. People have shifted and changed, and you're unclear why. Where do we open this scene? Not all at once, though.
That is a good question.
Who has a house in town?
My father does. My father, Raymond Lowry. I have not heard from him in a bit, though. So I'm coming home to roost. Just check on mom and pops and see how they're doing. I feel like my first stop coming into town would be to swing by my favorite diner, though.
Oh, well, yeah, well, that's the thing, though. Someone was recently fired from the diner, so Penny, you wouldn't be there. But that's all the more reason that you'd be at someone's home.
Yeah. I am an excellent worker, and I'm reliable. I always show up, and I don't know why Mr. Elmer of Elmer Steakhouse would fire me. That's just ridiculous. But I saw my friend Rosie came back into town lately, so I'm gonna go cry on her shoulder and look for a new job.
So, I asked the question again, whose house are you all at? Please, someone just say you own a home. It's 1920. It was really easy to do. It's not like today. You don't need a lot of money to do it. You're in Nowheresville, Arizona. It's like $5.
4 raspberries.
Yeah, it's like, say, you want a piece of land? Well, I'll give you, if you have a firm enough handshake, who cares?
Yeah, I invited Rosie to my house.
Alright, I was gonna say, 'cause
You could be a honestly, yeah, you were bouncing around jobs, sure, but like, you have had a pretty consistent gig as a waitress. You probably have your own spot.
Yeah, before the divorce, I had help paying for it, but I just really gotta get another job so I can keep it.
I think I would be sending your character some money too, just to kind of help you out. You don't know where the money comes from, you never really ask. But just to kind of help get you back on your feet, especially after you got fired. So, I think I'm there and I'm just, we're hanging out at Penny's house.
Okay. So you've gathered this small group of people who have basically noted that things are weird in town. Things are strange. And, well, I guess it's best to handle this like an AA meeting. Who's kicking off the discussion about, what your character is noting as being odd?
I I said, I can't believe that I got fired. And, Rosie, I'm so upset. I know that your sister's birthday was, supposed to be today. And they
Oh, that's
canceled.
okay.
So,
I haven't actually heard from them in a while anyway. I hope everything's okay. I should probably head there eventually, but I want to make sure you're okay first.
yeah, I'll be okay. I just still can't believe that they let me go.
You are such a hard worker.
Yeah.
Has he
And,
been acting strangely recently, Mr. Ummer?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't see him that often. Usually I see the head waiter.
Felix
But,
Tarame.
yeah, Mr. Tarame, who usually is very friendly and, he gives me good encouraging words, but lately, no, not so much. Just the one go. Yeah.
Like a company to be able to just let someone go on the fly like that? Doesn't seem right.
And I mean,
Just a quick question for the keeper: the restaurant is still open, or is it closed? Like, has it been shuttered, or does it still seem like it's in business?
Oh, it's very much still in business.
Okay.
It's really popular, actually. When you went there, the food was fantastic. Better than you remembered, honestly.
but it's not the same without me.
Yeah, and definitely, he comes back. Thomas comes back into town almost twice a year to visit the folks, and Penny is definitely one of his favorite servers at the restaurant, and he was upset not to see her there. So he is driving around the town to.
Well, you're all at Penny's place.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that's why Thomas is there. He's checking on Penny.
You haven't made contact with your folks?
Not yet. No, Dad's kind of that's a whole thing. We'll get into that later.
Not like concerned your mom called and said your dad was acting weird and you've just been avoiding that?
I don't process emotions very well, so I'm
All
sort
right.
of putting it off as long as I can.
It's fine.
I took the flight in. I'm here.
Is anyone else
getting grounded
sharing?
first.
Is anyone else sharing why they're concerned?
Well, I've been living in the town for a while, and I go to service every Sunday, and it just has felt off lately, and some weird conversations are happening, and I've seen Penny around town. We both live here, so when I didn't see her through the windows of the restaurant, I got concerned.
Nothing weird about the
Sure, would
services?
help me pray a little bit.
They didn't give you a reason why they fired you or let you go?
No, I don't know why, but yeah, I tried to go over to the church where I met Eleanor before, and I don't know, everything seems kind of off lately. See, have you noticed that? Is it just me?
I've only been in town a little bit. The atmosphere at the restaurant did seem a little not as open or welcoming as it was.
Still is. Sorry, not to jump in and correct you, but it's fantastic. The food has literally never been better. It's like, you don't know what they're doing now, but it tastes amazing.
But it's not the same without the warm greeting of Penny when you first.
Yes, we're all being conciliatory to your friend, but as in, like, in your head, holy shit, that was the best. You've had the same order for years. This is the best it's ever been.
Which leads me to believe they fired a cook, which is fine. That's all right, because this new one's obviously better than the old one. But
there's been some new items to the menu. You could definitely, potentially see that.
As the ownership hasn't changed?
Not to Penny's knowledge, no.
It definitely had the feel of a more, urban restaurant, less hometowny than it used to be. A little more fancy, it felt like.
Well, it's weird. I moved away from this place because I nothing ever changed here. How is it that it seems like so much is changing in the same few days? Waitresses getting fired, people changing. Is there just something in the air? She like looks out the window to see if she could physically see something floating by.
I mean, there's those awful dust storms out in Oklahoma, but shouldn't get all the way out here, I wouldn't think.
Thank you for your encouragement. I'm just gonna go and find Mr. Elmer and speak to him directly because he's, he always said I was his favorite. I don't know why they do that.
Do you want me to go with you for some moral support?
Yeah,
All
that'd be
right.
nice.
I'll tag along as well if you don't mind. I've got to talk to my father. My mother says he's a little out of sorts, but honestly, I want to put it off a little while longer.
It is late, I will note. It is purposely like the night of the 28th, so going out and see Mr. Elmer would mean like going to his personal home, which you've never really actually been to.
I'm gonna see him tomorrow.
Okay.
That would help for the intimidation, though. Like a group of us just showing up at his house and being like, "Hey, why'd you fire Penny?"
Baseball bat.
We'll get you your job back.
On the restaurant now.
We're gonna get you a whole damn restaurant. That's what we're gonna do.
This is
Well,
what we'll do. We'll catch him before the lunch crowd tomorrow. Make sure that he knows that he messed up by firing you, and you'll be back before lunch tomorrow.
Yeah. St. Thomas, you've always been there for me. If you'd like, I'll come along to help you when you talk to your parents.
Right.
that would be nice.
I'll
Yeah.
come too. I'll pray for your parents, and hopefully, with the power of the word, everything will be okay.
Eleanor, do you want to share what you've been experiencing lately? Because you know it's something weird happening with your church.
Right. Well, I mean, I didn't really want to talk about it because that means it's real, but every Sunday I go to service, and the Reverend, he's the nicest man that I know. But last Sunday he was talking, and he just wasn't really making sense. That nice man that I knew, he didn't seem so nice anymore, and it got to a point where people were leaving in the middle of service. So, me being the person I am, the curious person I am, I stayed and I just watched what maybe he was sick. I don't know. So when service was over, he was talking privately with a few people that I didn't recognize, and they started walking away. And I really wanted to follow, but I thought it was better that I didn't. So I just don't know what's going on.
Penny, I'll say at this point you've realized you've had these people in your home and you haven't even offered them a cup of tea.
No. Oh, how could I be so rude? I'll bustle over it now.
Heading over to your kitchen, why don't you make me a listen check?
Let's try to see if our stomachs are rumbling.
I mean, yeah.
There it is.
Oof. Well, you've got the kettle on, and it's not a large kitchen, but it's attached to the little sitting room you have everyone in right now. So it's understandable that you don't really hear much else going on, which is, again, fine. That's expected. What you're not expecting is the sudden breaking of glass as someone shatters through your kitchen window, toppling on top of you.
Yes.
All of you hear this shatter of glass. Obviously, you're all immediately aware of this shattering as sorry, I wasn't going to call you your real name, not you. But you kind of see that Penny is just like has some man on top of her, and he looks up at all of you. Those of you who live in town, would be able to recognize Kenneth McCurdy. He's a shelf stacker from the general store. Keeps to himself, not really too busy of a person, but his body looks like torn with glass marks. He looks like he's been running through the landscape, where, like just tatters of his clothing remaining, and he just kind of looks down at you, Penny, and just almost seems to less scream and more roar at you. So why don't y'all roll me some dexterity? I'll pull your tokens on, or I can, if you like.
Yeah, my dexterity 69.
Oh, oof, those are the wrong characters. Get out of here! You all died. So just make sure you click on your character, and then you can click initiative or dexterity. There should be an initiative button if you go to combat, and then you can just use the scores y'all rolled. It's just gonna be your it's just gonna be your dexterity score.
Oh, my dexterity score is 69.
Nice.
45.
Yeah. So Penny's 45, and then Eleanor is 30, and Rosie is 60. Nice. All right, good array here. Let me just quickly pull up a stat block for some folks. Where is this? Okay, never mind. All right, that is gonna mean that Thomas, you're up first.
Well, I will try to peel that filthy anarchist off of my friend.
Sure. You want to make a brawl check? Just kind of bat him off.
But I will. There it is. Wow, I succeeded. I'm shocked.
All right, yeah. You're able to kind of just charge forward and front him off. You want to roll your damage for brawl? Probably should be like a D3 plus your damage modifier.
All right.
Our damage bonus.
For that, or do I?
In your combat. I know you didn't build your character for combat, but oh, never mind, you
I
didn't.
definitely did not.
All right, so we go to your skills. Well, let me check this really quick. You have no damage bonus. Just roll a D3. So roll a D6 and divide by 2. All right, 3 damage. And so, yeah, you kind of knock him into the shelving, and, he kind of grunts as wood splinters and cracks on his back. Then it's going to be Rosie.
Okay.
Terribly sorry about your counter. I'll, of course, pay to replace it.
So Rosie always carries a knife on her. She kind of just has it kind of casually holstered. She was going over a friend's house, so it's not like she was really being cautious about hiding anything. So she's gonna reach for the knife that she has, and she's gonna go to try to kind of more like a scare, so kind of like maybe slash at a leg or something like that, just to kind of like warn.
You're getting down and just trying to take a few precautionary swipes at him. Yeah. The temptation of my body, because I know what your character is based off. Like, boy, crazy boy. Stay cool,
God,
boy.
I can't even do it.
You want to? I usually don't allow luck in combat, so I shouldn't change that now. So unfortunately, you try and go in and just give a few precautionary strikes, but you're too cautious. You're very good with your blade, but this is an unpredictable opponent. You're used to someone else who's also stanced and kind of ready, like you've been training. And this guy's almost seemed to take on animalistic tendencies with the spasming and moving. It's just very strange and odd. It is going to be his turn, and he's going to try and lash out back at you as he kind of pushes himself back out towards you, Rosie. Make me a dodge check or a fight back, if you like.
Oh, I'm gonna fight back. I succeed this time.
All right, he is going to fail, so please do damage. Took a risk.
That was a rope-a-dope.
Hmm?
Let me make sure I know how much damage a knife can do.
A knife.
A
Oh, if
medium
I-
knife does, oh my god, 1d4 plus 2 plus damage bonus.
Yes, with your build is D4.
Alright,
So,
so I roll a second d4. So 3, 5.
5 damage. Okay, plus 3 from before. Okay. So, yeah, he basically like manages to wriggle away, kind of going back slightly, and then comes out to try and grab you, and you just slice at him as he's pulled back again. Which brings us to Eleanor. Oh, I really want to say Eleanor. I don't know why. Oh no, sorry, it was Penny first. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I might not know how to fight, but I have really strong arms from lifting all those trays, so I'm gonna try to push him towards the knife.
Oh, I'm gonna Chicago him. All right. Why don't you make me? Oh, there's a whole thing for like special strength checks, but we'll make an opposed strength check in this case. So that is a failure on your part and a success on his. So you go up and try to shove him, and he's just gonna kind of push back and growl at you, looking at you again. Someone you know from town. You've probably been in the store and seen him just kind of working the shelves.
Yeah, I'd probably scream, "What's gotten into you, young man?"
Eleanor, you are up.
Yes.
He's probably drunk on bathroom gin.
I am also pretty strong, so I think I would try to push him as well. Shove him away from Penny.
Sure. I mean, you're all just shoving him around. Roll me that strength check.
Give them the nerd in a locker treatment.
And
We
it's
need an
a fail.
excuse to use the window shattering sound. Shove him out the window.
I don't think I have the window shattering sound on this one. That was for Groovy Cthulhu. Well, I could actually get it pretty quick now I think about it, but that's not the point.
Definitely used it on me for Caravan of Cthulhu before. You've thrown me out of a window in this game.
Okay, yeah, but that was the first one. I
remember that.
was younger then. Here,
Have the ability to use glass breaking sound effects. There we go. You had it.
So unfortunately, he succeeded on his roll and you failed. So you guys are trying to like shove him around. You're making like small progress, but you're kind of just jostling him about. Both of you just trying to shove and push him away, getting in front of him. And it's gonna be back to Thomas.
Is there a frying pan I can get my hands on?
Rosie,
Oh yeah.
or Penny rather. Sorry, my mind went to food preparation people and Hobbiton took over. Penny, please. I assume there is some kind of cast iron, some like full weighty thing because they just were making those back in the day.
Absolutely, I pulled it out because I was going to make my guess something, but didn't get the chance to start.
I mean, there is literally a hot pot. There's something on the stove right now. You could probably just get that cast iron pot and ding them if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, make a brawl check.
Well, I'm really pushing my luck with this stuff twice in one game. Where we get to brawl. Bloop. Yeah, didn't think it would work twice.
Pull it up and kind of God, it's hot. So you don't really get a chance to get a swing with it. He's kind of out of your reach by the time you get a towel wrapped around and try to take a swing at him. Rosie.
He doesn't have anything on him, right? He's literally just like
Just
wiping animal
dirty fingernails and gnashing teeth.
Probably a communist sympathizer.
I mean, obviously, yes. This is how they, yeah.
I'm gonna try to go at it with my knife.
I mean,
again.
communism isn't even a thing yet. I mean, it is a thing. But yeah, go for it. Take a swing.
We'd already invaded Russia with the British by this point.
Why do I suck at doing like the one thing that I made sure my character was.
I
good
mean,
at today.
folks, there are hero points.
How many? Wait. How many do we have left over?
I'm gonna assume there's at least one.
At least one. Wow. Should I use that right now, though? If there's only one, potentially?
Just
Doing so great.
why not? Okay, last count as of last night at 10 o'clock was 26 hero points. I'd like to imagine that James did not make them try so hard that there isn't at least a few left. So why don't you go ahead and hydrate and also use a hero point to reroll.
Okay, 6 damage.
Perfect. Okay, so you take a second as everyone's kind of moving around and move up behind him and just jab him in the back and watch as his body stiffens and just crumbles as you are kind of left with a dead man in your kitchen.
Oh, didn't mean to do that. Man, I was sorry, guys. I was just gonna try to ask him what's going on, who he is, why he's here, but
Truthfully.
got a little too good at my job. She's gonna go and take the knife out of his back.
Well, it's a clean blood puddle starting in your food preparation space. Not even like as if on cue, not a few seconds later, you get this, what's the back door do? You have like a screen door, Penny? Like a screen back door? A large man will kind of like push through with his mask and kind of point a gun in the situation. Just, you all okay in here? As you slowly lowering it, looking at the crazed lunatic that you've stabbed. Those in town know that Stanley Alexander is the one of the police officers in charge, kind of the sheriff of your small town, if your town had a sheriff. But he kind of looks at him as the corpse, just, oh well.
Already got you beat.
I'm glad for that.
Commend you on your speedy response, officer, but you do have it under control.
He holsters the weapon. I was following that one for some time.
And you
Why
saw it
did
go
I
into a
break into my
house?
house then?
Well, the tracks led this way, that's for certain.
How much that window's gonna cost to replace?
Oh, don't worry. We'll have someone come over and insurance will cover that, certainly.
Just start grabbing towels and trying to mop up the place.
Oh, ma'am, please don't ruin your towels. We'll have someone over shortly to get that sorted.
Just muttered for somebody else. Some blood on my floor. That's not safe for a chicken.
Why don't you...
Sorry, so why were you tracking that fellow over there?
Why was I tracking a crazy person?
Well, it doesn't seem like you were doing that great of a job of it, so it seems like you must have been a little undercover, maybe?
I mean, you don't really need much reason to want to stop someone who's been running wild all over town. We don't know what happened with Kenneth here, but I assure you it'll be well handled, and we'll get this body out of your
It
house.
wasn't well handled, though.
Have there been other incidents with this?
No, nothing to be concerned about. We don't know what made Kenneth here snap, but, well, you saw the looks of him. He's not well.
Concerning, Stanley. I'm concerned. This is concerning.
Annie, it's gonna be okay.
Again, and I have to ask, considering now there is blood on my friend's floor and some trauma that's been had, why were you following so far behind that you got it allowed him to get into somebody's house before you were able to pursue?
We were following him.
Not that closely, apparently.
He was running on all fours in some wild fashion. There's only so far you can track a man cross country. Or at least
Cross-country.
cross town.
Lord, last rites or something. Can you say something?
Oh, I'll make sure that's handled at the morgue. Or, it'll all be handled. Like I said, don't you worry. Well,
Explain that.
He must
you know
have been
what?
sick.
He must, which is why I advise you to not interact with the body and just let our experts handle it. And with that all being said, I'm gonna go make sure all the folks he might have bothered are all right. So you do okay now, and he will kind of nod at you all and frown down at the body again and turn and leave.
So he just leaves the body with us?
Oh yeah, he said someone will come around to handle it.
So what do we do in the meantime?
Well, I think we should pray for him because, he's crossing over.
Well,
Why don't you go ahead
you're
and lead
praying,
us?
Penny. Do you have a sheet or a blanket or something we can cover the body with?
Yeah,
Perhaps
I
a
have
broom
mop
I can
too.
help sweep up?
I'll go try to get some linens.
Sure.
Ones that have holes.
You probably want to move the body. It's kind of dangerously close to a pretty nice rug.
Okay, then. How about we try to get it around him and kind of drag him with the sheet closer to the
Rosie, that was
basement?
some fancy knife work.
Yeah. How do you keep
you.
such a calm head?
What?
How'd you stay so calm?
Good training. That's all. Anyway, just gotta listen. Let me help clean up a little bit. I've made a little bit of a mess in your house. She's gonna start kind of fussing and she's gonna use the the jacket that she brought to kind of try to wrap up the guy because she doesn't want Penny to use her.
While you're checking out the body, are you looking him over at all?
I mean, I'll probably flip him over and kind of just do that thing where you kind of just look him in the eyes for a second and be like, what?
Interesting you do that. It looks like in his eye, his left eye, or rather his right eye. Sorry. Forgot about the majority of Americans. But his right eye not only appears to be heavily bruised in a very contained area, but also sclered. He has a full, he must have been blind out of his right eye.
Does it look like it was I don't know much about being a doctor, so I probably wouldn't even be able to know anything like that, but does it seem like there was some kind of trauma that caused it? Is it because of the beating around his eye, or is that something that would just be like that naturally?
Do you want to make a medicine
Don't touch
check?
it, Rosie. It could be pink eye. It's highly contagious.
I'm afraid of pink eyes. I don't really know what that means because I don't have any good medicine skills. Here, let me see if I can roll that 1% chance of me knowing what's up with his eye. Ooh, 91. Hurts.
At least it wasn't 100, I guess.
Well, you can't really understand what's on. I mean, clearly he was ragged and looking weird. So, anyone else doing anything in the meantime?
Ask if anyone knows him and knew if he was blind in his eye if people live in town.
Yeah, well, you got Eleanor and Penny here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the detective has been following him for a while. Perhaps he's been getting in fights. He looks like a ne'er-do-well.
Penny, Eleanor, y'all go to the shop fairly often, yeah? You get food in town?
Yeah, I go pretty often.
Well,
Um,
you can say with certainty Kenneth McCurdy had full vision in both of his eyes. And, you know, the grayness that you see in solely one is odd.
yeah, it's like day and night. I was just there about a week ago, and he was fine.
I've seen a lot of things, but someone lose their vision like that in just a few days.
He was running on all fours.
Well, I mean, he stocked shelves. Is it feasible he also cleaned the store? Maybe he got some sort of cleansing agent in his eye.
Oh,
That's a
If
pretty
that's it.
bad accident if it makes you start running around the streets like an animal.
I think that was probably bathtub gin.
Now listen, you guys might not believe me, but I did some traveling, and in my travels, I began to believe in spirits, heavily in spirits. Good spirits, but also evil spirits. And if I had to say, it looked like he was possessed. This can't be natural. He was totally fine a week ago.
you think we should have the father over to my house to bless it and cleanse it and all that?
Well, usually I'd say yes, but he's been acting so odd lately, I don't know if he could even help us.
I think Rosie is looking, like, analyzing this guy's face even more now and, like, wondering, just kind of looking quizzically, like, so you think there's just a demon in there somewhere?
I don't know. There's gotta be. There's no other way.
You're gonna hear a knock at your front door, pound heavily, just.
Good, the
No.
cleanup crew.
Oh yeah.
The law
Right,
seems to be very efficient in this town. Much more so
Not
than when I was a
efficient enough
boy.
if I was the one that had to kill the guy.
Well, I'll go answer the door, but I'll bring a frying pan with me.
Thomas will go with you.
You see this guy open the door. Hey there, folks. Heard you had a bit of a break-in and got a body. Well, I'm here to clean that up. You see out on the street is a pickup truck. This is very clearly not a morgue employee or vehicle. He's wearing the clothes of someone who is a farmhand, if not a farmer himself. I'll just scoot on by. He brings what is very clearly a blue tarp in behind, under his arm, and he pushes past both of you. Woo! Oh, just me's all I need. Don't you worry about it. My boys, they're back at the farm. We're ready to, handle them.
Rosie stands up and kind of like, I don't know what side of the body she was on, but if she has to, she will step over it to kind of stand in front of the body and in between this new guy and the body.
Oh, you're gonna make that hard for me to wrap him up.
Can I see some identification? We were told some police officers and coroners and the
Police
whole gang
officers
were gonna
and
come out
coroners,
this little
who-
back door.
Who went and told you all that, huh?
Well, the police officer that was so kindly just a few seconds behind this guy seemed to be tailing him pretty far, but
Oh, I work with the deputy all the time. Me and Stanley go way back. He told me to come on over. He phoned me and he's all set up. I promise you, we can call him back down here and he can clear the whole business up, or you can get out of the way and just let me go about my business. You
When
keep
he
letting that
told us
corpse
you were
bleed.
coming.
Well, he told you someone could come to get the body, didn't he?
He told us medical persons.
I'm a medical
You look
person.
like you're gonna bring him to the dump.
Oh, no dump here. I'll drive him on down. You know how it is, small town like this. I'm just doing a favor. Come on. Get out of the way. Just let me get the body up. Otherwise, he's going to stain your nice floors here. Yeah.
Oh, I already
What's-
took care of that. I made sure that he was
Oh.
covered for the time being.
Jack, it's all
Hey,
well
Penny,
and
can I use
good.
your phone?
If I have one, you're welcome to it.
You have a phone.
I want to call the police department and just see if this is the guy that was supposed to be coming.
You'll get a older voice. Just yes. This is Martin Kavanaugh, Chief of Police.
Hi, yes. What was the name? Stanley?
Yeah.
An officer Stanley came by a little earlier, and well, sad to say, we have a dead body that I guess he'd been tailing for a while. You happen to know who he would have sent out to come pick up a body?
That'd be Freddie Jensen.
Is that the name of the guy that I'm literally
Yeah.
blocking?
You'd best let him just get to his work.
You might want to give him some more professional gear next time. We
You
have
best
people
just let him
who-
get to his work.
She sighs heavily and then just hangs up.
And already, as you stepped over the phone, he's been wrapping this body up in a blue tarp, like mummifying it basically, but in what you effectively use to carry leaves out of the yard, for those who were forced to do that as a child and as an adult.
Did he give my coat back?
Yeah, he's tossed that off to the side. And he's just kind of bags him up. Well, excuse me. I'll get this one on back. And he tosses over his shoulder and is just going to start walking it back towards his truck. You all have a good night now.
Too.
Maybe I've been living in Phoenix too long, but farmhands aren't usually the people detailed to carry off corpses, are they?
I was
No.
wondering the same thing.
Everyone make me a spot hidden. I ain't seen one success and a lot of failures, so I think, Eleanor,
We're rattled, okay?
you would notice that he also looks like he has a black eye. Just like he was wearing eyeshadow, but it's like right. Oh, well, you know, I don't know makeup. I'm so sorry, but like his eye has been kind of bruised recently. It's slight.
Guys-
Sorry.
Did you guys see that?
What did we see?
Man,
I wasn't paying close attention. I'm sorry.
His eye, it's black, just like the body.
Oh,
I don't know.
pink eye.
Blind spot
Very
in the stomach?
contagious.
It was the black spot on his eye, just like the body. It just doesn't feel right, and I think we should follow him.
I think you're right. Do one of us have? Oh, I actually. Wait a minute. I think I took drive auto.
Well, that's all well and good. Just I assume one of you has a car as well.
I mean, we had to get her somehow.
That's true.
I probably would have rented one to get here from the airport.
But there is a train station. So
Thomas, you said you would have rented one.
I probably, because I flew in, so I probably would have rented one to get out to the country.
So after we got a car, we can try to see if we can tail him.
Oh.
I'm not gonna stay here if you're going.
Everyone loading up and heading to the Jensen farm? Sure. Why don't you make me a drive auto to see how well you could do so stealthily?
Am I assuming that because it's not my car, so Thomas wouldn't particularly care if Rosie kind of said, "I'll drive."
So just I have a 20 in drive auto. I'm trying to think if that's the
That's all I've got too. So
Okay.
That is the
Yeah.
baseline for drive auto.
Yeah.
that was one of the things that came with my occupation, but I guess I didn't really do much beyond actually just
I mean, 20% feels like the standard American driving skill.
I'm
I'll
trying
give it
not
a
to
whirl.
have there be another death before we even get there.
Ooh, no, like I'm going up on curbs and shit.
No, it's not that you're going up on curbs. You're just kind of unable to drive in a way that doesn't really work in a I'm just gonna tail him kind of way. And it's pretty clear, even by the first light at Bennett Street, that you would have been spotted just because, it's a bit awkward to be literally right behind the person you're trying to carefully tail in the dead of night.
I can't drive with the lights off. It's unsafe.
And it does appear he goes down Main and stops in front of the police station. Kind of looks back at y'all and gives you a wave as he's hauling that body up towards the station.
You know what? Good. If at the end of the day, if we forced him, if he was gonna bring it somewhere else, and we forced him to bring it to the police station, that's a start. Whether the police station is corrupt is the next problem.
Well, there you go, Miss Buchanan. Unorthodox as it was, he took it to the police station.
Well,
She was kind of creepy though. Do you think he was possessed?
I stand by it. I think he's possessed. Or I,
you know,
Well,
if
I don't
the-
believe in possession, but there's definitely something strange going on in this town.
that black eye, if that black eye thing is something, maybe it's like their sign. Should we go see if anyone in the police station also has that same mark? See if it
could.
matches your theory.
It doesn't
Well,
hurt.
again, it is late, so...
Uh-huh. And we are concerned citizens.
Well, that's very nice, but in a town with a population is, 4,000, late at night, folks might be at home.
Do you think the police station sleeps?
Yes.
We just saw a police officer a little while ago that was on duty.
And so you want to go into the police station right now?
I mean, probably
Well,
not
Penny,
me.
you might want to file a police report.
It's okay, Rosie. We can talk to them tomorrow.
It's a Tuesday.
Well, I don't feel good leaving you at your place, Penny, having had it just essentially burglarized. So why don't you follow me to my parents' house? I'll check in on father and mother, and they have a spare room. I'm sure they would be more than happy to put you up for the night.
Oh, that's so kind. Thank you. I would be a little frightened staying here.
You are all welcome to tag along if you like. The house is huge, and all of my brothers and sisters are moved out.
I don't want to be alone after seeing that, so I'll come along.
The worst idea is probably too late at night for me to stop by my sister's without making her afraid. So she's getting broken into next. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So I'll start up my car and head over to Mom and Pa's house.
All right. Let me just... where's your father? It's... You head to the Lowry house. It's, dark and the lights are off. But aside from the one, kind of a family room where even from the street, it's distinctly music that's being played, or at least some kind of sound.
Didn't really expect Mother to be up so late.
I guess this
I
town's
imagine.
changing fast.
I imagine 1920s son coming home. They're expecting me. I probably wouldn't knock. I would just go on in.
Well, music will stop, and then you can open the door, and well, from the silence, you do hear the distinct sound of your mother crying. But before you can even investigate that, your father pops his head out and goes, "Oh, hey there, sport! Welcome home!" And he'll go over and give you a big old hug immediately.
Is that unusual for my father?
No, he's always been a gregarious guy.
All right.
He goes,
Hey,
"Hey, you came
said you're...
just in time. Shh. You gotta come listen to this." And he's gonna go retreat to the lit area.
Party's lit. Okay, I'll follow along a little, a little confused.
Everyone else can do so
Dad,
as well.
Ma said you're a little under the weather.
Or you can even respond. Is everyone else going with you? Just want to check.
Did the dad even notice us at all?
Well, yeah, he kind of nodded. Seemed to kind of register that people were there.
I feel like Rosie probably wouldn't just assume she's included, so she'll probably just kind of stand in the doorway, or she'll get in the doorway and then kind of like sidestep and just kind of stand there and just be looking around.
Well, following your dad into the lounge, it appears that he has a bunch of household instruments. Just trombones, trumpets, etc. But there are also other things worked into it, like a cheese grater, washboard, hubcaps, oil cans, etc. And he looks at you with a big old smile and begins kind of just grooving to some weird new mix. And just the sound initially, it sounds like random noise. Just, working on a wash pan and blowing into what is kind of like a homemade saxophone made of pipes, and you can see the valves on them shifting and tuning, and it's just so strange.
Well, I didn't know you were into jazz, Dad. These are my friends.
There's
Stony.
nothing. Still jamming.
Is Mother in the room?
Nope.
Dad, where's Ma?
Still jamming. Are you still listening to the song?
No, I'm like not closely. I'm just confused as hell.
So just with like a minute or two of just kind of like trying to break into a conversation with him, you're gonna start to realize this music does have a kind of complexity of rhythm and tone that it does strangely all work together. Like, imagine if someone invented like techno in the 20s and was doing their best to interpret it with the instruments and tools they had available, like garage techno, like some super specific, like, those things that when someone has ADD and you're just like, oh, hey, listen to this, it'll calm you down or whatever, and just kind of fills your brain. Imagine that, but more rhythmic and pulsing and just like house. It's house music. But you're realizing this whole thing kind of has a rhythm to it.
I didn't know the old man had it in him. Why not? I'm gonna to Rosie and Penny and Eleanor. I'm gonna be like, why don't you guys head on into the sitting room and make yourselves comfortable? I'm gonna find Mom. And I will I'll tell Dad. Great, Dad, it's really catchy. I'm gonna go find Mom. Where is she at?
Doesn't stop. He's jamming.
I'm gonna search the house.
It doesn't take you long with a connecting kitchen to just see your mom kind of quiet and silent.
Hey, Mom, what's going on with Dad out there?
She doesn't say anything. She just pulls her head up. As you can clearly see tears have stained her face, her makeup's running. Just, oh, you're home. Oh, it's so good. Come here, give you a hug. Let me give you a hug.
Okay. I give her a hug. Any of her eyes discolored in any way?
Are you like taking a second to look at her?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a second, because Dad getting into weird music. That's a little out of character, but he's getting near retirement age. He might be getting a little squirrely. But Mom sitting in the kitchen by herself crying is definitely unusual.
Well, her eyes definitely both look very red right now.
Yeah, Ma, is everything okay? What's going on here?
Oh, everything's great. Your father's just, well, he's really found a passion, and we're here to support him. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to support him. And he's playing with the church now. He's playing with, the priest of Reverend Fitzgerald. When Reverend Fitzgerald walked into play, I mean, he's got talent. You can hear it, can't you? He's got talent.
I'm not entirely sure what I'm hearing out there, to be quite honest with you, Ma. And it seems to be driving you a little insane.
Oh,
so...
no. Just tired, that's all. Hard to sleep when he's got such a tune going. But you know what?
Most people would stop playing it when it's time for
bed. I know I called you and said he wasn't feeling well, but, well, I want to surprise you is all.
Oh, I'm surprised, yeah.
That's why. I just want to surprise you.
I'm past surprised now, Ma, and I'm into worried, so...
Don't be worried. It's fine. You and your friends came in so late. Are you got them staying anywhere?
Well, I was hoping they could stay here, but I'm thinking about a hotel now.
Well, I don't think that's necessary. We got so many rooms. And I will note, the tone in her voice is so much more, like, platitudinal than the kind of frantic call you had gotten of, like, something's wrong with your father, I don't know what's going on. Like, that has shifted into just this, sweet southern, like, everything's okay, don't worry.
So how long has he been the leader of the band?
No, he's not part of a band, he's his own personal band. Isn't it great? Isn't it wonderful? We should support him.
No. How about no? I would feel better if you came to us with a hotel too.
Oh, I can't do that.
Yeah, you can. It's literally you just get in the car and we go to a hotel. It's not that
Oh,
difficult.
no. I gotta support your father. He's doing great things. You go off and take care of your friends now, alright? You were on school. We'll talk more when you have a chance. You so busy bee. You busy bee, you. You're so worried about your mama she'll pinch your cheek. You get on out of here. I'll have it all sorted. He's got a big concert tomorrow at the church. You come
What
around
time is this?
6 p.m. tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna be playing some lovely music.
So not this.
Oh, you kidder, you're so mean to your father. You know what I'm talking about. Reverend Fitzgerald welcomed him up. He's gonna give his nightly service after he gives a little concert. That's all.
Okay, Ma. Why don't you toddle off and try to get some sleep? I'm gonna talk with my friends for a minute, and then we'll figure out what we're doing next. Okay?
Oh, sure thing. Well, I'll be right here. You want me to cook you up anything? Some coffee or tea for your friends?
Do you ladies want anything?
Those of you back in the room have begun to experience a kind of synesthesia with this music, where like you kind of almost feel yourselves all like sitting or leaning and just kind of vibing. So, you want anything? You all kind of like shake yourselves out of it and kind of through the colory mist of the vibes, we're able to see your buddy again.
Did you say something? Felt like I was just sleeping.
Like if I've popped back out into the room, I'm gonna like corral Penny by eye. And I'm gonna say, hey, Penny, Dad seems to have his own like very noisy thing going on right now. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay in a hotel. I will be more than happy to put you ladies up in adjoining rooms or something for the night, if that's acceptable to you.
It's been a long night, and I think I'm a little more shook up than I thought, so I would take you up on that.
Awesome.
So, fun facts about the fact that your town literally has 4,000 people in the middle of nowhere. Hotels. Interesting concept.
It's got to be a motel outside of town somewhere.
I mean, if you want to drive all the way to Buttonwood, you can, but then you're driving all the way back in.
Oh, that's right. We can.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just put up, some sheets over the window. We can stay at my house. It's only the kitchen that's a mess.
Well, I'll tell you what. If that's what we want to do, you ladies get some sleep. I will stay up and make sure. Just keep watch. I don't know. I'm gonna call a colleague of mine at the university in the morning. I think we need to have the water table in this town examined. Maybe some toxins. I mean, all the pipes are brand new lead, so that should be fine. But there's something going on here. First thing in the morning, we'll talk to your employer. I think we need to follow Eleanor and talk to her pastor as well. My father was never really much of a church man. So this development is strange, and the pastor seems to be connected to it.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. Reverend Fitzgerald is such a nice man. He's always welcoming everybody in. And it was so nice of your parents to offer to let us stay here. And why don't we just stay? The music was so nice. What harm could it do?
Rosie?
As soon as we walked in here, I kind of felt like maybe we should have not come, and I don't know how to really justify that feeling. I know.
I'm going to tell you, in my entire life, I have never seen my father and mother like that.
Okay.
Seems like maybe we should. Seems like this whole town's going crazy. Maybe we just need to. None of you go crazy too, all right?
Okay.
At least we have the four of us start there.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
guys.
like Penny's idea. We'll go back to her house. I will keep watch tonight and let you ladies sleep. And we will. I'll have some of Penny's wonderful coffee in the morning, and we'll figure out what's going on here. I will definitely call my associate in the morning, though, in case there's some sort of toxin or pathogen in the water table.
Well, you can all get some rest by one means or the other. Next morning, oh,
Make us
wrong
some
one.
coffee.
Next morning, you make some coffee, you get back to it.
Yeah, maybe we should go to see. Go to the church first. That kind of should be about the evil. I wouldn't mind getting a little blessing.
Well, I mean, they might be a little busy getting ready for tonight's service, but I'm sure Reverend Fitzgerald will take the time out to talk to us.
Well, we'll follow your lead, Eleanor. It's your church. You know the pastor better than I do, certainly. I
Okay.
don't know how well Penny or Rosie know the pastor.
Okay. Is the church walkable, or do we have to drive?
This old town's walkable.
Okay.
And you're heading to the Methodist Episcopal Church, which is number 3 on the map here that you guys can see, but chat can't. It's a secret. So it's just down Main Street. Right here. You all can move
Okay.
yourselves over.
Quarter of Main and Little.
Corner of Main and Little, and kind of technically the corner of Main and Louder. So, get a little bit louder now. Well,
Appropriate for a church revival.
it's a strange thing. On the way over, you do see, walking over, you do see kids on street corners handing out flyers or leaflets for Reverend Fitzgerald's sermons. And the leaflet will mention that Raymond Lowry will be playing the church. And she'll be quite insistent. Hey, mister, don't you want a better life? You come to this service, it will be better there for you. Better life awaits the blessed ones.
Okay, I'll take the pamphlet and I'll say thank you very much. We were just on our way.
Hope you're strong enough to be blessed.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Now, well,
What do you mean?
gifts only come to those who are strong. The blessed are to inherit. The broken will serve the blessed in time. That's what Reverend tells us.
When did he tell you that?
Oh, last night and the night before.
When is he having secret services? I haven't seen him since Sunday.
Oh, he's been having services every day now.
Well, why didn't he tell me about it? I go there every week.
I don't know, ma'am. I'm just a little child. I meant to more be a narrative intrusion into your day than a full explicator. I'm kind of dumb. No, but doesn't say that obviously.
Kid I've ever met.
Kid will just kind of just give you a shrug, and maybe you're not strong enough.
Maybe I'm not strong enough. What do you think? What do you guys think he means by that?
Who's supposed to be blesseder than me?
I am one of the blessed. I am so devoted to this church. Okay, let's go. Let's just go talk to him.
Well,
Lead the way.
Well, that's the thing. Before you hit the church, you do hit the courthouse. I'll move y'all back just a bit. Where you see Reverend Fitzgerald walking his way up the steps. And here's a picture of Reverend Fitzgerald for y'all. So he's not at his church. He's not scary, he's just old.
Same thing.
He looks like Doc. He's like, for those who can't see, it's like Doc from Back to the Future. If he became a scientist instead of a priest, became a priest instead of a scientist.
He's got some drow energy, I think.
Point being, you see him walking up the courthouse steps.
Okay. Hey, Reverend, where are you going?
Oh, my child. I'm heading up the steps. I've been asked to assist in some rulings by the police.
Well, we were just coming to speak to you. We've noticed some odd things happening in the town, and we were hoping you might be able to help us.
Odd things. What do you mean by that?
Well, first of all, we saw Kenneth, right?
Yeah.
He just looked so deranged, and he attacked us. Do you know anything about that?
Well, I suppose that'd be something they're called me in to help with. But
Okay. Well, it doesn't end there. We also, you know, we saw our friend's parents the other night, and they were acting odd too.
what? Whose parents?
Thomas, do you know?
Oh, of course I know. Young Lowry, how are you now?
I'm okay, Father. And I shake his hand.
I'll give you a good, softer handshake. Weathered hands. Leathery. Well, what do you mean by acting odd? His father's to be playing the music at my service tonight. I sure hope
a
you.
little preview of the show.
Oh,
Last night.
it's beautiful music, don't you think?
Yeah. How long has my father been playing music for your church?
Oh, he's just signed on for the church recently. Your call from your mom was fairly recent as well, within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's taken up quite a passion for it. I suppose you could call him blessed.
Speaking of blessed, Reverend, I had somebody give me this pamphlet, and they told me that, they said maybe I'm not strong enough to be a blessed one. Do you not think I'm strong enough?
He puts a hand in your child. I know more than anyone. You could possibly be strong enough, but it's not my decision to make.
Then whose is it?
Oh, Lord's, of course. He has blessed me, but I believe he could be blessed to you too.
And how do I become blessed?
Well, when the Lord tells me it's time for you to be ready, we can talk about that. But not a moment before. I think you could do it. Stay true to your prayer. Attend my service tonight.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. I have business to attend to. God be with you all.
Okay, well, sorry guys, that wasn't much help.
Did you understand that? I thought everyone was supposed to be blessed. Did that make sense to you?
He's never talked about this before in his services, and this is what I was talking about, where he was just acting odd, started talking about different things than he usually preaches about, and then I guess now, I don't know, he's just changing.
He's making it sound like you need to be able to win a fight just to be able to follow the church? Be
Yes.
some secret member of the church, I suppose?
Yes, a secret member that I am not, apparently.
And Thomas's dad is? Even having joined us a few weeks ago?
Wow, rude.
No,
Do you
no
think
offense,
that you're
Thomas.
the only
Sorry,
choice?
just
No. I'm as skeptical as you. Blessed is not a word I'd use to describe my father.
I don't know much about the church, but it does seem like it's one of those, seniority things. I don't know if that's the right word.
It sounds less like Jesus and more like underground boxing, the way he describes it.
Oh,
Which makes church sound a little bit more interesting. Still.
They are still allowed to have communion wine, so there's that.
It's usually such a small amount.
I think we should probably attend to this service tonight.
There's
Right.
supposed to be a service tonight. Did he say anything about it the last time you saw him? Announcements, bulletin board.
Nothing. It just came out of nowhere. I mean, I'm just happy that he invited us to this one, since we weren't invited to any of the other secret services he's holding.
I don't know whether to be honored or concerned.
I'm leaning towards the second one personally. This whole thing has me concerned. Should we go visit your more recent employer?
hmm. Do you think Mr. Elmer might be there tonight?
You a religious man?
It's seeming. It's. I feel like there's a pattern forming here.
He's never. I am having second thoughts about just showing up on his doorstep. Maybe we'll see him
Well,
tonight.
If you don't want to show up on his doorstep, I suppose we still have to show up on my sister's doorstep.
Mhm.
That's a little bit more expected.
It's just
Then
still
again-
just so strange that they canceled that. And she looks forward to that every year. Her birthday dinner.
I
didn't get
probably
a
should have
chance to
checked
ask
in
about that.
yesterday, but so many things happened. I'm sure she'll understand, but she also didn't tell me it wasn't happening. So how was I to know? You're sure she didn't say anything? Do you remember how they sounded when they canceled? Who canceled?
Well, I didn't take it, but they said it was her husband just said it wasn't happening. That's it. That's all.
At least she's not feeling sick.
Hmm. Well, let's go find out.
Yeah.
We'll stop by the store on the way and bring her some baked goods or something.
Ooh, you want to go to Mother Baker's diner?
Ooh, Mother Baker's.
Well,
Oh, is that the
Actually-
or the opposing?
that is the other diner.
Competition.
They're known for best for their burgers, but actually, you can see already. It's early in the morning. There is a little Pinto Bakery, but the line outside of Mother Baker's diner is already quite long.
Oh,
Look at
all
it
4,000
is.
people in town are at that one diner, huh?
No, but to be fair, La Pinta Bakery is right across the street. You know, it's classics. Depends on what you want to do.
Well, it depends
Well,
on whether we want to just grab something quick and get going, or if you want to show your old boss that you're supporting the competition now.
I'm hot-eyed, and to be honest, I kind of want some of those pastries myself. Maybe we could just go to the pizza.
All right.
I don't have to show him up. I know that he'll correct it when I see him tonight. They can't have done that. That just doesn't make sense.
Well, heading across the street's easy enough, and it seems like, bakery's all perfectly normal as is. Did you stop and... You wouldn't happen to know what's going on with the priest going into a courthouse now, would you? Saw you talking with the father.
Jen! No.
I just find it a bit strange. I mean, but anyway, here you go. You have a good day now.
Do you think he's... I don't know why he'd be at the courthouse.
Neither do I. That's why I asked. But you were the ones talking to him. You can't find a reason. It's all fine by me.
Was he holding anything when he went in?
Just a Bible.
Did the Bible look weird?
No, he looked very King James, or I guess Methodist.
Should have knocked that out of his hand and saw if there was anything tucked in the pages. Probably not a good idea to.
Father Lowry's packing heat.
Courthouse steps, huh?
He the Lord.
Well, that's what the knitting circle says, anyway.
Wait, so, what pastries did they have? Out of curiosity, did they have eclairs and tarts? Are you looking up the menu for a bakery?
They've got cupcakes, small bits of chocolate cake, various types of puffs with different fillings, anise stickers, or also known as palilos. Noble savories, an orange layer cake, nougatine, souffle, orange baskets, which is gelatin in orange skin. Trifle, they have some put out, and Norfolk pudding.
Get one of the orange layer cakes and some of the little puff pastry things.
You should, absolutely. Puff pastries are delicious. That's the only right move. Everything else is probably packed with gelatin. It's the
The oat brand muffins.
I mean, there's various types of cakes, so I'm sure if you want a muffin or something, you can get a muffin. It might not be oat bran, but it'll definitely be earthy and, good for you. Good, yeah, dense. It'll be thick. It's a thick-ass muffin.
Throw it against the wall, it bounces.
Yeah, exactly. Chuck it at the wall, it'll bounce. Now, it will dent the wall is what it'll do.
Yeah.
But you can...
we're gonna think through the problem by bouncing this muffin off the wall.
You head down south on Main Street and just off onto a little branch there to the McDermott house. I'll give you all mystery vibes. No, too mystery.
Those puffs.
Yeah. You pull up to McDermott house.
Wait,
It's...
Dermot House.
Oh, sorry, McFerguson.
Ferguson. Just. Am I going crazy?
The Ferguson house.
Okay.
The McFergusons are next door.
Right. Sorry.
Where is
Pulled up
20?
to the wrong house. Jerks forward.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I am not seeing this on the map. It's supposed to be number 27. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh, never mind. You're on Pine Street. Or whatever it says there. So you gotta go east a bit. But you walk around the corner and... sure enough, knock on the door. Ring the doorbell. What are you doing?
I'll knock and just kind of call out, Glenda. Happy belated birthday. Hope you're doing okay. Just kind of be quiet and listen for a sec, I guess.
You do hear movement beyond the door. I mean, that's for certain. I don't know why I had this in my head as McFerguson, but I actually do know why, because it's McDermott and I messed him up in my head.
I'm gonna knock again after hearing some movement and hearing no response and be like,
you will hear, the door will open.
okay.
Oh, hello, sister. How are you?
Well, good. A little surprised. What happened to your birthday party yesterday?
Oh, we couldn't do it. My man's feeling a little low the weather, and the children want to look after him on his, even on my special day. It's all fine, though. Don't worry.
Oh, well, here. I got you a little something for your special day to celebrate because you couldn't be there for, fancy nice dinner at Elmer's.
Oh, come on in. We'll get some, get some tea or something for you. Maybe the twins will say hello.
Oh, that is rare of them to do with me.
Oh, hush, Shirley, Maxine, they love you, and she'll welcome you all in.
Thank you.
Lovely home.
And you were allowed into a well-appointed home. I will note that Rosie, you're kind of surprised you're not approached by a, family dog. Or you're not even seen any evidence of their family cat.
I kind of lower my voice to Glenda and say, "Are the pets okay?"
Oh, pets. Yeah, where did they get off to? Haven't seen them in some time. Oh, they'll show up eventually. They always do. Come have a seat. She'll usher you towards the,
We can put up some missing posters.
Oh, no, that's not necessary. They go off all the time. I'll just send the twins out to go look for them or something. They're always more with the twins, pets, than anything else.
I know I don't visit that much, but is that, the cat isn't an outdoor cat?
No.
Yeah.
Rumpus, the cat, is absolutely an indoor spoiled cat.
What a name.
And Jojo, the dog, was a very active dog. Would absolutely have given you a bunch of kisses by now.
Deserve puppy kisses, and I'm gonna get them.
But she'll welcome you
This
on.
wasn't the name of one of the new dishes at the
No,
steakhouse, was it?
She'll bring you all into the kitchen and sit you down, and she'll get some tea out for you, and you can put your dishes out, and she'll sit. And it's not soon after that you do hear some steps coming down from upstairs, and well, sure as can be, two twins, two little girls, pigtails in their hair, appear. Shirley and Maxine, as one of you would know their names.
On a scale from 1 to The Shining, what kind of...
One's following after the other. They look very similar to each other, but you can tell them apart. Oh, I'm sorry. Shirley has pigtails and Maxine has a single braid. But Maxine's carrying this kind of like pin board that you can't see the front of, and you're like, oh, Auntie, you're here! You have to see what we've done. And they move over, and one of them, and Shirley's very excited, and Maxine will put it down, and right in front of on top of your dish, and they've dissected a frog. Do you see? We've pinned and marked every single major organ inside this amphibian. Isn't it lovely?
How old are they?
They're like 12. Maybe younger.
I don't remember learning that sort of stuff in middle.
Do you know what this part
Biology is one of the soft sciences, but Thomas is impressed with their technique.
It is incredibly surgical. Do you know what this part's called?
Unfortunately, I don't. I was not.
Do you want to make a biology check to identify what part of a frog they are pointing at? Because frogs look different on the inside.
Are you asking?
Yeah, anyone who wants to try and identify it.
What happens if I don't have any skill in science, but I just want to try anyway?
You can make a luck check to say something under your breath.
Do that. Ooh, I succeed.
You kind of just, and you're like, yes, oh my god, and they look at each other. Auntie is so smart, isn't she? Absolutely very smart.
None of
And
you
they
actually know
all
what the inside of a body looks
they
like.
both turn and look at everyone else, kind of almost at the same time. Do any of you know anything about biology? We're very into anatomy at the moment.
Not my department, unfortunately. But you did a very good job.
Does anyone else say anything?
I want to like kind of put not actually ruffle their hair because obviously they have their hair in like nice pigtails and ponytails, but kind of do like the pat on the head.
As you're patting it, they're both going to look at you, Professor. Why are you here then? You should leave. If you're no use to our study.
Nice.
Hush, Auntie. We're working. You should leave. Why are you here in our home?
You know, if you keep talking like that, we're all gonna leave, including Auntie.
Auntie, I'm very afraid that your knowledge of the anatomy is very basic. Do you have any other information you might be able to verify your ability to teach us anything?
Now, these are words that I'm not used to hearing from either of you.
No, absolutely not. You're not. Yet the question remains, Auntie. And this is kind of, imagine them alternating between the two of them. Do you have anything, have you been studying any anatomy lately?
As a matter of fact, I have. But then I'm gonna give a look to Glenda to see if she's reacting at all to this.
No, she's kind of passively sitting there, just kind of rubbing at an eye. And you
That
see,
could be what's going on here,
and
but
she
it doesn't.
kind of just like passively just, you see, after rubbing it, it's a bit bloodshot.
So what exactly have the two of you been studying with these anatomy classes?
General. But that's the question, Auntie. It's to you. You said you knew about anatomy. What can you teach us? Do you know about human anatomy? Animal anatomy?
Well, I need to know what you know first. I
Well,
can't teach you things you've already learned.
they're going to begin to list off a surprising and concerning amount of knowledge about the functions of the human body and the location of various organs, in which they accentuate by poking you in various parts of your body on either side.
Do they mention anything about a cat or a dog anatomy?
They're just talking about humans right now. But you get a good sense that they have a very firm grasp of the human anatomy. And they look up at you. So, what can you teach us?
Well, it seems like you two are the smartest girls already. I think you've already learned so much. I want to make sure that you have you get to explore a little more.
They don't say anything. They keep their kind of like smiles. They look at their mother. Mommy, I think it's time for Auntie and her friends to leave. Yes, Mommy, they have nothing they can teach us. And Glendale will kind of look at you. Well, you heard them. I best you all clear out. Thank you so much for the baked sweets. They'll be delicious with dinner. Also, good point. You have not seen Donald, her husband, at all. He might be at work, but
Might be pinned to a board.
imagine. Yeah, we recently bought a very large corkboard. No concerns about that.
Can you tell that I was more concerned about the dog and the cat than the human being that's missing?
Donald always was a bit of a dick.
As Glenda is like trying to rush us out, I just say, well, I hate to go so soon. I haven't even had a chance to see Donald yet.
Oh, Donald's so busy these days. You should just go.
Well, you seem so busy too, sister. I'm a little surprised.
Oh,
These two have keeping you busy, huh?
I'm just working hard, you know. Eye in the sky, always watching.
Um. Well, I suppose if I'm of no use. I guess I will see you again next year for your next birthday.
Oh, you should come by sooner, more often. It'd be good for the girls. She says
Think
that,
I'll have a new hobby soon that I'll be able
but
to teach them something about?
she sits up and just, oh, you are a gas as usual, sister. But it was so nice to see you all, and, you know, I hope to see you around soon. But she makes a
Well,
motion
hopefully
as
we'll
if,
see you at
well,
the church service tonight. It was a pleasure to meet you.
of course. And you'll be ushered out of the house.
So I'm assuming that's not usually how it goes with your family.
I have never seen any single one of them act that way in my life. It didn't even feel like they were acting like themselves. I didn't want to talk to them as if they were their normal beings. That was not right.
I think as you all leave the house, now would be and get a sense for how things are real fucked up.
Can I say one happy thing before you say the thing you're gonna say?
Sure thing.
I want to say that I got enough bakery items for all of us, and not just the stuff that I brought into the house and left with the family that is brainwashed. Please.
Probably dissecting those goddamn muffins right now.
Yay.
There's not much to be learned about the human anatomy from that, so. Puffs are pretty boneless.
Well, I will say this. As you're walking your way back into town, you will kind of see on the corner that, Penny, you see a few of your co-workers, or at least those of your co-workers who are out of uniform, seem to be gathering together.
No, I'll wave enthusiastically.
Oh, Penny, we were looking for you, Penny. Come on, quick, get in.
Oh, excuse me a moment.
Penny, we all been fired out of nowhere. Are you getting the boot too?
Yeah, they fired all of you.
Yeah, there's about 5 of them. Yeah, well, we don't know what Felix is up to, but he got his hooks into Mr. Elm or something fierce, and we're gonna go out there and demonstrate.
You've been with Mr. Elmer since almost the beginning now. Why haven't they let you all go?
I don't know, but just, well, we're about to be outside there. You want to sign, or you okay? Just marching. We need all the bodies you can get. Your friends willing to come out with us?
I think that they might have some other stuff to do, but I'll take a sign just in case I can come back, and I'll ask them if we can do that later.
All right.
Have you
Ask the...
seen Mr.
Sorry, what was that?
Have you seen Mr. Elmer?
No, we haven't seen hide or hair. And that's why we're so concerned. So, let's get marching, huh? And,
Yeah, I'll try to come back.
well, they're going to start
Unionize.
working their way out towards Elmer's Diner. And, right there, I think is where we're going to take our first break for the evening. So, make sure you folks go and take care of yourselves as our investigators collect themselves and try and piece together what they all think in this downtime that we're giving them. We'll be back shortly, so see you then.
Take care of what's on the inside.
Yeah, all the inside parts. Tell us about how the body works. Welcome back, everybody. We were just discussing a lot of investigative theories, but I need to know, where are y'all headed?
Well, I do have to make a police report.
Yeah, I think that's wise. Cover all your bases. It'll help you with your insurance claim for sure.
Yeah. Do you mind going with me there?
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going back to my parents' house if I can help it.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go there.
Make your way back down onto Main Street. You'll notice that there is a guy working his way up the poles. Now, someone working their way up to a phone pole wouldn't be much of a problem if it wasn't for the fact that this is Old Man Pearson. This guy's 78 years old. He's set himself up to about to climb up the telephone pole.
He's not up there yet?
He's about to start climbing. You all who have been in town know that he usually walks with a cane, which is absent at the moment.
It is a shame this country does not have some sort of safety net for the elderly so they can retire in dignity. Maybe someday.
As you think that, he hoists himself up with incredible ease and starts climbing this just one after the other.
He's a spry old fella.
Hey, mister. What are you doing?
What's that?
What are you doing up there?
Oh, I'm just, checking in on the wiring.
Can
No.
I see him close enough to see if there's anything on his face?
Yeah, he seems fine.
Fine, okay.
But obviously, this is a 78-year-old man who used to run your local theater. Didn't work on telephone poles or anything, just pulling himself up light as could be.
Is there a fire department also in the same vicinity as the police department and the courthouse?
Nope.
Of course not. I was gonna ask. I was gonna go get those guys that have the big trampoline thing for when you.
Oh, it doesn't seem like he needs it. He seems like he's doing fine.
Usually getting
I want them
cats
to
out
be
of
on
trees, not old men.
standby.
You see, he just works his way up, kind of settles in, and kind of just hooks a little line up to the telephone pole and to the box, and just pulls out a little book. Seems to be just kind of with the belt kind of around his waist, leaning back, and just.
Oh, like he's got the gear. Like he knows what he's doing.
He looks perfectly
Just
capable of
fun.
doing so.
Well, so that might be what Kenneth would have been like if he could have handled whatever is in dealing with that guy. If he's possessed, he can handle it.
I think he's blessed.
He'll give y'all a wave.
I'm not 100% certain I believe in possession, but if it is some sort of a disease or some sort of a drug perhaps that they're on, it would make sense that some people's bodies would tolerate it more than others. Although the elderly don't usually fall into that camp.
Yeah. That's more than a pep in his step. Like he shouldn't be moving like that. He seems okay.
Got himself handled. Is it bad if we walk away?
I don't know. Is he legally allowed to work on the on the phone lines? They are the property of the phone company, after all.
I wouldn't know how to get him down safely.
He seems like he's comfortable. He's got footholds. He's got his belt around the pole and around his body.
We are right outside the police department, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make 2 reports.
We'll say, hey, keep an eye on that guy. And about yesterday.
Yeah.
Heading on in. You want to go? Your local chief of police, Martin Kavanaugh, is sitting at the desk. What can I help you folks with?
Did you make a report about that break-in last night?
Oh, bye.
Was this Kevin? Kenneth? Shoot, I forgot his name. You know, the grocer. The boy who helps with the groceries.
Kenneth McCurdy. What is his
That
name?
one.
Special K.
Kenneth, yeah, Kenneth McCurdy. We've got that handled, thank you.
I'll come to make a report about it.
We know what happened.
I would need the paperwork
You don't need the paperwork.
for my insurance claim.
We'll have that sent over to you.
There's an old man on top of the pole outside. He might fall and hurt himself.
Is he secured?
I don't know.
Does he have a belt on him?
It
Are
looks
his,
like
are
it.
his feet on the stirrups?
For now,
He's fine. He knows what he's doing.
is Stanley here?
And Stanley will kind of just, also in the office, turns. What can I help you folks with?
I'll look over to Rosie.
That's the police officer from yesterday.
Yep,
Yeah, Johnny on the spot.
Stanley Alexander, the deputy police officer. You were just talking to the chief of police.
I'm gonna look at Stanley and be like, I'm sorry, you really don't seem to have a hang on your job. Do you remember us from yesterday?
Of course I do.
Then why are you surprised we're here?
I asked what
Why you asking
I
for
asked what
more?
you folks can help with.
Well,
Uh,
there was
My chief officer here
There
did
was
tell
a
you we had it
break-in.
handled, so I'm confused as to why you're lingering.
You told us to come down and file a report.
Suppose it did, didn't I?
You also said you were going to
Standard procedure, officer.
Sure, standard procedure, but there's nothing real standard about what happened, is there?
which is why we'd like to be able to talk to you about it. Seems
Well-
like you must know a little something about if you've been tailing him for a
Hey,
while.
Chief, why don't you have them take down a statement? You kind of nod and pull out a clipboard and attach some paper to it and put it out on top of the desk. Well, like he said, we'd have the paperwork out to you all soon enough for insurance purposes.
Can you tell me some more about that gentleman who came over? I thought it was supposed to be a police officer, but some random farmer showed up.
I told you the body'd be handled. Well,
How exactly was it handled? Out of curiosity.
Jansen has plenty of work, capabilities, and he's strong as an ox, frankly, so
What are
we
his
had him bring in the
capabilities?
body. Ma'am, I'm not here to be interrogated.
Not interrogating, just asking questions about the thing that you allowed to happen.
Ma'am, you can try and slip that one by a lot of people, but that's interrogation, and I'm not on a witness stand right now. Our business is handled how we like. Some folks move out of the small town and forget how local everything needs to be.
This wasn't how we used to handle things in a small town.
That's how we
Usually
have
word
to.
gets around so fast, you know everything before you even need to ask a question. Seems like
Well,
right now people seem to be a little out of sorts.
that's not my prerogative or my oversight. I'm not in charge of town gossip. So, if you want to go engage with a busybody, you're free to do so.
Fantastic. I'd like to see your morgue.
For what purpose? And
To be a busybody.
I'm afraid the morgue is only available to officers of the law and those with
Oh, well,
warrants.
you're also going to need somebody to identify the body.
We have family already handling that. You family now all of a sudden?
No, but I could have identified.
Ma'am, I think it's best for all of us here if you all leave once your statement's written. It seems you're a bit riled up. Just relax.
Like you're a bit
Oh, right.
underriled.
We got a
Used to be
dead.
bit of-
We got a dead
Blase.
body is in a freezer. Whatever strangeness that was is quite well handled. So why don't you just?
My friend had her house broken into yesterday. She's a little
And
rattled.
I understand
Help
you're
her to
very
be able to
concerned, and
see
what we're helping her
person.
able to do is be able to file with the insurance company. Now, again, you can accept that, or you can cause a scene, and you might need to take a little step behind bars to cool down. We got a drunk tank ready and waiting.
It's okay, Rose. I'll hand the clipboard back.
Thank you
Time.
very
Take it.
much. And he'll,
Take my copy.
he'll sign it and then
Mother,
give you a copy.
They
Alright.
let two men break into your house yesterday, and they're not even going to explain a single thing.
Doesn't appear
Yes,
so.
one wonders what one does pay taxes for. Since you're not going to be of any help, officer, we'll leave you to whatever it is you do here, ladies.
Well, usually I deal with shit heels coming in with attitudes, but, well, you're just certainly the exception, aren't you?
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes, I'm a shit here with a PhD. Good evening. I assume you graduated high school. Let's leave, ladies.
Puny head disease it is.
Well, Stanley sure has changed. What's gotten into
Hmm.
people?
All town
That is the
talk
question.
not being interested in gossip. No way. Everybody knows. Everyone learns how to solve a crime because of the gossip.
You can't
Well,
say without someone
who
knowing.
is the biggest town gossip we know?
Not really one town gossip.
Well, we're
There's
just
usually a
friends,
spider
we're
at
pretty
the
busy.
center of the web.
I know.
Oh, a
We're
priest
just
would
friends
have
from
people's
servers, right?
professionals.
What do you tell us? He didn't seem too keen about talking to us. Let's go
Yes,
talk
he
to my
seems to be a
friends.
bit.
Do you mind? Let's go talk to my
I'll follow your lead, ladies. I've been away from town too long. I'm out of the loop.
So where are you going?
Going to the picket line.
All right. You all head outside of Elmer's Steakhouse, a lovingly appointed diner, classic Americana, neon lights, the steak, Elmer's in larger letters than house. You understand? It's supposed to be read Elmer's Steakhouse, but you know.
If I see my friends there, I'll go over.
Well, a variety of them are protesting and picketing outside, but that does not seem to stop the stream of folks taking their lunch breaks or other assorted meals within.
Is there about the people going in to eat? Is there anything out of the ordinary about them?
Nope.
Yeah, I'll go over to my friends and ask them, like, so that you were fired just randomly?
Yeah, like we said already, we'd all been fired out of nowhere.
You need to get snippy with me. I got fired too. It was Felix? It was Felix, right?
Of course not. Felix is the one doing the firing.
Yeah.
He's in there looking down on us.
Did he hire new people? Did you replace us on?
Not that I know of. I don't know who the hell's doing dishes nowadays.
Is Felix the chef?
Who's the head waiter? The manager, you could say. The head waiter.
Has there been anyone? Was there anyone new hired?
No. Yeah, he doesn't know you. You could go in and check it out. I'll go around the back and see if anybody's doing washing dishes. Nobody checks by the dumpsters.
We'll give you a good
Well,
distraction.
the three of us can order meals.
It's right as you're figuring this plan out that you hear a great commotion from inside as people begin kind of stirring, and then you hear absolutely screaming as you see blood splatter on the outside doors as folks push themselves out, followed very quickly by a Leonard Elmer, who I will show you all now. In a chef's outfit, stained red, as he holds the decapitated head of one Felix Tarame.
Well, I guess Felix got fired too.
And he shouts,
So,
"No one leaves hungry! Ah! Everyone eats! He can't tell me what to do! The great eye of the sky didn't tell him what he could tell me to do!" And he's clearly in a wild, fractured state as everyone around you begins to flee. I need every one of you to make sanity checks, of course.
of course. Not gonna be good for this cat. Yeah, like I said, archaeology is a soft science. I'm not used to carnage. That's less than 2,000 years old.
All right, those of you who succeeded only take 1. Those of you who failed are going to take 4 sanity loss
That's
at seeing the decapitated head of someone you're vaguely familiar with. Make sure you hit edit before you roll.
Sorry.
But yeah, what are you all gonna do?
Back away.
Okay, yeah, but beyond the boring stuff.
Yeah. I don't want to talk to Mr. Elmer anymore.
yeah,
What do you
he's not in a negotiating mood.
He is covered in blood, one eye just completely red. I mean, and absolutely just swinging his hatchet around at everyone and everything.
Yeah, let's run. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not getting involved in that. Let the cops handle it.
Where do you all run to?
They're on top of everything.
Maybe we should run back to the cops. I don't know.
I don't think the cops are gonna help at this point.
No, they're not. They're not.
They
No.
seem pretty complacent.
Like to
Do-
report a murder? Why you bother me for?
The courthouse?
So you said that no one checks behind the dumpsters, right?
I'm not going back there. He's swinging at. No, let's go.
There's actively a crazy person in front of you. This might not be the moment to be like, so where's the hiding spot for clues you were talking about? We're across the street. He's fine. He has to stop and wait for traffic before he gets here. Everyone knows the crosswalks are further up and down the street.
I wanted to watch what he was gonna do with the body because that seems.
He has a head. He doesn't have the body. He's actively spilling blood and kind of just trying to hack at anyone who comes nearby. He's working his way towards the picket line. And I will say that police response is timely because, well, right around the corner, you're going to hear boom, boom, boom. Elmer's going to go down. As Stanley Alexander fires off 3 shots, and you see him empty 3 rounds out of his revolver.
At least he did something, right?
Well, let's
Maybe
ask
we should
him
be
if
anywhere else.
Yeah, why don't we ask Stanley if he sent that man with the eye to get the body? You didn't speak to him when you called the police precinct, right? You spoke to somebody else?
I think he just said they did, though.
Yeah, he did just confirm.
Strong and he
Oh.
had the.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He did confirm that in the police headquarters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
blood.
think it was the chief that we got on the phone.
Does Stanley look like himself?
Yeah, he
Or
looks
does
fine.
look pretty random? Okay.
He looks fine. He's just acting weird. Or at least weird to y'all, because y'all are poking your nose into police business out of nowhere.
If he's close to me, I
He
will
showed
speak
up
with him.
at Penny's house.
Well, after a dude
Police
broke
business.
in,
That
again.
wasn't our business.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you rather he not show up when some dude breaks into your home?
I would have rather him been there fast enough to actually do the job.
I'm sorry y'all executed a man in like
Yeah.
6 seconds.
Police don't solve crimes,
So
they
you're
assign
saying
blame.
I'm good at fighting.
I'd know him like he's, I'm locally.
Weird time to take a compliment.
Hell, Stanley. What the
It's alright, folks!
No, my employer.
Back to your business. Oh, hell. He's gonna walk over. Be like over the body, kind of moving folks away, and motions back, and chief of police will come around the corner, and some other officers will begin cordoning off the area.
So the police station is unmanned.
No, I didn't say that.
Do you want to maybe hide around a corner? Just, I mean, I don't know. How long does it take? Do you think that man will show up again?
Show up?
Y'all can go and just... What man?
The man who took
The
body
farm
from
the farm slash.
Oh, yeah, if y'all just want to wait,
Oh.
you don't have to, like, hide.
Okay. While we wait to see if that same guy comes back, is the guy still up on the telephone pole?
Yeah.
Even in all this?
Of course.
Does he even turn his head, or is he just focused the whole time?
He's just listening and writing things down.
No, he's
Oh,
doing a
taking notes
one-handed
up
Jedi stand like Luke from Empire Strikes Back, probably.
He's just like pausing every once in a while. He holds like a receiver up to his ear. And just kind of is writing things down occasionally in a little red book.
I'm not ashamed to say that I'm a little bit rattled, and I think I need to sit down and maybe have a cup of tea or coffee or something. This has been a lot for me.
The bakery seemed like it was one of the more normal places in town.
Yes.
We can see the
yes,
courthouse from the bakery. You can probably see the police station.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to see if that weird truck pulls up again. And they bring the body back, yeah. That way they won't see us watching them.
Yes, that sounds like a plan. Let's do that.
So where are you going?
Bakery.
Go back to the bakery.
I
to
need
try
an
it.
emotion-soothing
Oh,
bran muffin
I
snack.
need to try the souffle this time. We're gonna stake out what's happening from the bakery so we can still be
Okay, I'll speed
conspicuous
this
with
up.
some-
You get some new things, but you do indeed see a similar pickup truck head towards the scene of the crime.
And there's usually like a community board at a bakery? Like, do we see a lot of missing pet flyers?
No.
Okay, well.
Nothing about these new church services that seem to be every day of the week now.
There's people standing on corners giving you flyers.
Even more.
Well, just the standard amount of children who should be handing out flyers.
Okay.
So I have a stupid idea.
Please tell me it's not bakery related.
That's a very smart idea. You need emotional support souffles sometimes, okay?
Good place to have a stakeout.
No, my stupid idea was going to involve me trying to see if I could get into the bed of the truck of the guy that is apparently also part medical examiner, part farmer.
I think that's a
Well,
good
he's-
idea.
He's
Yeah.
possibly also tutoring people in biology. Who knows?
Oh no! Oh, I don't want him to be around those children.
Do you want me to come find you?
When we were following him last time, do we remember if there was anything else in the back of his truck other than the tarp?
It was dark, and I don't think we specifically.
You didn't
looked.
really look into it.
Um,
Though you will note, if you all are poking your head out, he's got some friends.
Uh-oh.
he does. Who are his friends?
17-year-old, a 28-year-old, and a 49-year-old, all kind of built like they look like ruffians.
That doesn't look like a typical medical examiner's interns.
Yeah. Now, out of character, someone who's been trying to get into the mob, would you recognize any of these people?
No. These guys look like they all are farmhands or just rough customers, but there's no class to them.
As there is class to me.
I didn't say that.
Hey. Fine. So probably not a good idea to try to sneak into the bed of this guy's truck, but how did he get there if there's multiple of them? Did they come from a different place than he did?
I mean, it could have did the old backwoods pile into the bench of the pickup truck.
That is the idea that I was getting across.
Well, I didn't pick it up, so.
You've never ridden in the back of a pickup truck. I get it.
I might have, but probably in a very controlled, safe environment where it's probably like my dad watching me every 2 seconds.
I've done it the other way. Flying out of the back of the truck. Thomas will say, I think the strangeness of this has us chasing our shadows. I feel like the center of this is in that church. One way or the other, whether it's spiritual as Eleanor believes, or if it's something more mundane, I don't know. But I feel like that's the crux of it.
Do we know someone in the town who is a telephone technician? Okay.
Nope, that would be coming from out of county.
We'd still be using switchboards at this point.
Yeah. Unless you want to go and talk to the courthouse. Well, the courthouse, although I'd be surprised if they can tell us anything.
I feel like if the police are in it this deep, it's probably any judge or county or court official would likely also be in on it. If this even is a conspiracy, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But it's highly unusual.
When we were kind of entranced, like, we didn't really realize it was happening except for...
If you kept listening to the music, yeah, eventually it kind of started to make this weird sort of sense.
But, like, we weren't disturbed. It was just kind of shrugged it off.
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Do you want to just wait until service time?
Should we wait? Or should we see what we can see when no one else is around?
Break into the church?
Yeah, that's a public place.
Yeah.
Eleanor, did they leave the door open? Do you have a key?
It's not locked. You'd know that. It is a church.
We should go.
In the 1920s in the West.
Like the wind could blow strongly and open these doors.
I say we go look around. If we get caught, we just say we were looking to speak to the priest.
Sure, y'all can head to
It
the...
seems like we can just say we're curious about the religion and they'd probably just
I mean, look, folks, I can speed this up for you. You head to the church. You don't see anything immediately wrong. It's not like an upside-down cross or some new alien thing in place of Jesus. It's a simply appointed building. It's just as you would recall, Eleanor.
Yeah, it feels the same. Looks the same. Would an occult check do anything in this situation while we're in a church?
What do you, like? You're trying to look for signs of the occult? Sure, go for it.
Okay. Oh, and that's a failure.
You don't notice anything. Again,
Okay.
it all seems just as you remembered,
Luck.
which matches, what you're aware of. It's just. Oh, you could use luck if you wanted to. You'd use 12 luck in this case.
I will do that. Where's my luck?
It should be on. Just make sure you hit
With the
edit first.
stats.
Yeah, I'll use luck, and I will do that again.
Oh, you don't use it again. You just spend the
Oh.
luck.
Okay.
So you'll just take 12 luck off of your total 30 there. And yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. Thank you for the 12 luck.
To get the same answer.
That's not fun.
I'm sorry.
How that works.
That's
It's
hateful.
okay.
I didn't say anything.
We haven't used luck at all this game, so I just wanted to make sure it was a thing that was remembered.
All right. Well, point being, are y'all folks just chilling around till service, or what's going on?
I mean, what else do we do?
Yeah, I'm out of ideas. I'm sorry.
It feels like there's got to be something. I just
We've
like,
tried nothing and it worked.
What should we? I don't know.
If it's fine if y'all just want to wait till the church starts to fill in.
were there any of those guys that were kind of were they all keeping in like a really tight group with the farm hand, or were they kind of more spread out?
They were all in the same truck riding in.
And then they got off of the truck and then
They picked up the bodies and left.
Fine.
But
I was gonna try to see if I could talk to one of them, see if one of them was.
you are all in a bakery.
No.
You were getting bread and or
We were trying to stake out the place.
it sounded like y'all were chilling out in a bakery.
No, the reason
Dims
we
and
went today
breadsticks.
was so we could see them.
So you saw them ride up on Main Street, and you saw them ride past you on Main Street, past the police station.
You said they got out of the truck in front of the police station with the body, right?
Nope.
From Elmer's.
Nope.
So
Didn't
they
say
drove
that.
away with a body when we were literally sitting right in front of the police station and did not go into the police station this time.
Yeah.
Okay. And they already drove away, so does anyone else have any?
Okay, wait a second though. We were watching the police station to see if that same person would come with Elmer's or the Felix's body. Like that's the whole point. The whole reason we were watching to see if that same man would show up.
Yeah, he didn't do that. He drove right past.
Oh, okay. So he drove past with a bunch of
With his boys and two bodies. Yes.
Oh, we could see the bodies in the back.
Well, you couldn't see the bodies, but you
Hmm.
realize why he was probably called.
Yeah.
Do we know where that farm is?
Off the top of your head. Don't quite have an address on it.
How long do we have until the service?
Like 2 hours.
Okay. It's enough time to follow the truck, but be stealthy this time?
Well, the issue being the truck drove past, then you all went into a church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're kind of revisiting our past choices here. So yeah,
I fear I've led us astray, and I apologize.
Oh, it's okay. I feel like a lot of us are just kind of like, there's a few different directions we could go, so it's kind of hard to decide which one to follow. So, at this point, should we just wait, or do we want to try to find the farm if we have time? Obviously, we can't follow him, but we can try to see if we can ask around. I'm assuming small town, they'd be able to tell us.
Yeah, someone would
farm
know where
is,
the farm
but-
is.
Maybe if somebody has like a high track or navigate, would that help?
Maybe.
My track is only 15.
I mean, look, if you need me to like excavate an ancient battle site, I'm good.
My navigate
I've
is
got a
only
10 on
20.
navigate. Oddly enough, I have a 60 on occult.
Learn some stuff when you're digging around and other things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I suppose we could go dig around the dumpster now that Mr. Elmer's gone.
Yeah, we could probably go right in the restaurant and look around.
I mean, they just fired me. My key probably still works. We could go look in the office.
Yeah, well, you got to pick up your final paycheck, right?
Yeah.
And that'll probably
What
bring
do you
us
think?
until the service, I'm guessing.
Yeah, y'all can use your key to get around back, and well, there is a lot of blood back in the kitchen. There doesn't seem to be anything illicit occurring in the foodstuffs. You just notice a lot more high quality ingredients being ordered to be shipped in, and different kinds of food, almost bordering on fine cuisine. Seems like this high quality menu is like things are being ordered and shipped, and the same kinds of food over and over again, but like from higher quality places.
Are there any invoices in the office? Are
Oh
they all
yeah,
coming
no,
from
this
the
is
same
incredibly
place?
expensive. No, they're all different places, being ordered
All
from
over the
all
country.
over. Yeah, fresh fish, fresher fish. Talking to local fishermen.
Should I roll an accounting check and see if
Yeah, of course. Roll an accounting check. Yeah,
that doesn't make any
How the hell-
sense? Well,
How the
still
hell are you
doesn't
paying
make
for
any
this?
sense.
you
Well,
can't.
I
Yeah, you
fire
can't
half
get
the
your head
staff.
around this.
There's no profit margin in this. Why would they do that?
Yeah, I mean, frankly, your only instinct with this is like this is clearly looking at different copies of the menu. It seems like there's so many different versions of this menu that you find in the trash. Each of them have very minor tweaks. Like even the kerning is different. It's based between letters. In case anyone doesn't know, that's a word I didn't know for a while.
Letting is the space between the lines.
Well, like it's all the minor things like that.
So Felix has always been persnickety, but has he ever been this much of a perfectionist?
No.
Nothing weird in the freezer.
Nope.
Let's just wait for the service.
Anyone in the freezer?
Nope. Some like very fresh looking, meat, some cattle that looks like it's going to be, cut up and turned into some good steaks and ribs and, all the good fixins. But
Oh, that makes me queasy after what we just saw.
oh yeah. But beyond that, nothing weird. Just a dining establishment that seems to be really trying to hone their menu down.
All right.
Service.
Yep.
Anyone else doing anything?
No, not without there's nothing in the restaurant itself that points toward anything hinky, but there's a connection somewhere that we're missing between the stock boy, the owner of the restaurant, the old guy on the pole, my dad, my mother, your sister, your nieces. I just keep coming back to the church. Is all I can think of. But we were there, and it's just a friggin' church. I don't understand.
Well, I mean, a church is just a building until it's filled with the people that could potentially be spreading whatever messages. Where do you... Oh,
This is the church. This is the steeple. Open the doors and see all the people. You all want to go see all the people?
Yeah.
They all have hatchets and machetes.
So you enter into the Methodist church, and well, Thomas, your father's there, and his weird setup of instruments, and he begins playing as everyone's entering, and Friday people are also wincing, but though there are also those who kind of seem almost to be swayed by this, like nodding their heads along to some phantom rhythm and just kind of enjoying, others even more lolling almost into a drug-like stupor and looking about themselves in kind of a manner you saw your friends, that synesthesia perhaps hitting them. But for you all, even now that you've listened to it initially, this one appears to be hard. Again, it's hard to listen to. It's discordant and strange, and folks are struggling to stay in their seats.
Sort of makes your eyes water a little bit.
Absolutely. But then Reverend Fitzgerald, I want to say Fitzgerald. Jeez Louise, I'm making a talk about synesthesia. I'm combining all the names. Make Fitzferguson.
Surprised that was a story the entire time.
Reverend Fitzgerald.
Everyone's getting mixed in with each other.
Everyone's just fucking each other. It's weird, and they don't want to tell you all about it.
Kluge mind.
They've all been having an orgy without you all. Reverend Fitzgerald will get up and begin speaking heartily about the dignity of service, but also how those who are blessed are truly those who have gone beyond service. Speaking about how those who are beholden to others should not look at it as shame, for they have not received the same blessings as the Lord, and kind of quoting that Old Testament stuff that everyone doesn't want to look at because it does kind of condone slavery, but he's laying into it. And again, some folks are looking at each other very worriedly, but a lot of others just kind of nodding their head. And he says, "To the worthy are the blessings. Truly, he who looks upon from on high blesses those. And so may we all at our time be blessed." Kind of finishes off with Mark 4, saying how, despite how much he may preach and how much we all may preach about the strength of blessings and how great it is to be blessed and how fine a service it is to serve those who have been blessed, there will always be those who fall on stony ground and do not take root and do not understand, warning them against false prophets and other things. In short, very Christian setting of a speech. If anyone tells you you're wrong, they're stupid. But very meant to win you over, and it ends, and everyone begins to get up and begin filing out. You do see some concerned folks coming up to go speak with Father, and he just kind of is nodding and, talking with them.
Did it seem like anyone was converted during that speech?
Yeah, not really.
Like there was nobody that was like outwardly like, oh, this is kind of weird, and then all of a sudden.
No sudden shift from what you can easily see.
Dad packing up his stuff, or
yeah.
Do you want to go ask how we can become blessed?
That's probably not a bad idea, but maybe Eleanor should
Nothing wrong, sweet.
I've never really dealt with the priest before. I don't really know how to inquire about something like that.
So you want me to speak to the Reverend?
If you're comfortable.
Okay.
I mean, if anybody should be blessed, it should be you.
It should
I
be.
talk to you all the time.
I know. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go and talk to the Reverend.
And you'll come up just in time to kind of hear him saying, "Well, when you're ready, just meet me at the professor's home this evening. Talk about this some more." Ah! How are you, Eleanor? Thank you for coming to the service.
You're welcome. It was a beautiful service, but I was just wondering, again, how does one become blessed? You keep preaching of it, but there's no steps to get there.
Oh, my child, in time, and he who looks down upon us all is blessed. The greatest of minds that was ever created and it created itself.
Are you talking about God?
Of course, my child.
Okay. Eleanor is just looking confused and obviously upset because as much as she doesn't like what's going on, she's upset that she wasn't included. She's not blessed and she devoted so much of her time to this church. So Eleanor is going to look back at the Reverend and say, "Reverend, I don't want to question you, but I heard you've been holding secret services, and I was wondering, why wasn't I invited?"
Oh, no secrets, my child. Just not on the typical days, and, well, I'm trying to slowly push out and expand the good word.
Okay.
I preach every night, though I usually did so to an empty church. Now it seems folks would come. I did not think it necessary to advertise.
Okay. Was he holding anything?
A Bible. I hear a
It's an
thought.
interesting selection of sermons, Father. What being a professor myself, a similar occupation. What was your thought process behind it? What?
I just preach what the Lord tells me to preach.
You didn't construct your
My sermons are inspired by what the Lord instructs me.
Interesting.
Oh, is there anything else I could help you all with, or I do have other appointments to keep tonight.
I think that's all, unless you guys have questions for the Reverend.
Blessed next time I come to service.
Well, I hope it's soon.
As soon as we're out of earshot, Lewis, I think they said they're going to your father's house tonight.
Said the professor.
Oh,
Yeah, my father's a banker.
Never mind.
Would I know
You know who
the
that is.
professor?
Maybe very tangentially. He's not really in your field of work. He kind of, he's, I don't know. Not really, no.
Would any of the more recently local people know?
Well, I guess yeah, Penny. You'd be familiar with a Professor Hart. Usually keeps to himself. Comes into the diner maybe once or twice to get some coffee or a meal to go. Um, he has a house on the east side of town, even though the book says on the west side of town. But on their own map, it's on the east side. I'm not throwing shade.
I mean,
Give me money. I'll read those things for you.
we probably have something in common. Maybe you can speak to him before the other does. If we're quick.
Well, I mean, it seems to be an approach. A fellow educator, a researcher like myself, possibly there could be some common ground there. Rosie, Eleanor, thoughts?
I say we go and stake it out, see what they're planning.
Sounds good.
Pretty good idea.
Let's go.
Okay.
Sure. Heading down Little Street. Are you doing so stealthily? Or are you just going to kind of waltz your way over to this professor's house?
We should be stealthy.
All right, I'm
As
gonna need
stealthy
some.
as we
I'm
can
gonna
be.
need some sneak, some stealth checks.
Ah,
I see this is already going so well.
oh, there we go.
I apparently did some time on the Somme infiltrating German lines, but
You might just be lucky.
yeah, that too.
Does anyone use
I'm
hero
real
points to
soft shit.
re-roll or spend some luck?
How much luck?
Well, for you, you'd need to spend 26.
Nope. I don't even have that.
I don't
many.
believe you have that many. Yeah.
I don't think it's. We need to be sneaky. They already know. They don't care.
I think we have to assume we're being watched constantly. There seems to
Well,
be.
you
I
try.
hate to use the word conspiracy, but
You're making your way down the down Little Street, and you can immediately see that group that Reverend Fitzgerald was talking to is ahead of you. They'll kind of turn and, oh, are you coming to talk to the professor as well? Apparently, Reverend and Professor have something to show us.
Oh yeah, we're going, right?
yes, Eleanor was telling us all about this wonderful church. We want to know more.
Well, come on then. Let's. It's not about the church. It's about something these guys show us.
Well, lead the way.
Some kind of proof of
Experience
God
is
or something.
Whatever's caught the priest's interests is caught ours as well.
But yeah, they'll kind of join you all and knock on the calmly appointed door of one Professor Hart, and he'll open it. There's something I can help you with. Ah! You are the sorry, what are you here for?
He's eager to
He's
learn.
asking us specifically or the entire group?
Just the entire group.
I'm gonna let the people we're following in take the lead on it then.
We're here with Reverend Fitzgerald. We're here. Yes, Reverend. He'll way back. Reverend, there you are. You see Reverend Fitzgerald, followed by some members of the local constabulary, notably Stanley Alexander and the chief of police.
That would be a good type to be sneaky.
You are no longer sneaky.
So I don't think we can be sneaky after being included in.
And
knocking on
friends, what are you all doing here?
Your sermon was so inspiring.
we couldn't be kept away from learning more.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This is a private meeting. I'll have to ask you
I've
to.
never been been turned away from a church setting before.
Well, my friends.
It makes me feel like I don't think I'll be coming back. If
And that's a shame. Your patience does not wait for the Lord's calling. But the service is one thing. This is entirely a separate matter. Now, if you'll excuse us, he moves forward with the help of the two officers and guides those other members into the house. Stanley will wait outside.
Out of character. We're breaking into this fucking house, right?
You,
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Stanley's there. We're gonna knock Stanley out.
you heard him, folks. Let's get a move on.
You still have that knife?
Yep, been
Oak
wanting
Street
to,
officer.
been wanting to punch Stanley out since the start of this game. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing?
Knife
I'm
the pig.
gonna punch Stanley out.
Roll me a brawl check as I change up the music.
15 out of 70.
Hooray!
It's time to punch your dance card, Stanley.
Hard success. He's not gonna have time to react, so absolutely roll some damage. That's a D3 plus a D4.
D3 plus a D4.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna half a D6.
So that's 3 and 3 for 6 damage, and he's gonna. That is not half his health, so he will just kind of pull back and says, "Oh, you bitch! What the hell's that for?" And someone else want to follow up real quick?
Was it straight?
Does anyone have a decent brawl? Because mine.
No,
is
I
not,
believe
so-
all of you are pretty fucking weak beyond.
Mine's 25.
I don't know how many more sessions I have to run before people understand. You might have to fight in this game.
Look, I built my last one to fight, and I got mind whammied into an eternal dinner. So.
Listen, I have fight. I have firearms. I have demolition. I don't have the things to demo things, but it's fine.
I'm gonna say this right now. There's gonna come a session when everyone shows up like, yes, we're former spec ops. You know, we're all former soldiers. I'm like, yeah, that's probably fair, given what I've done to you all. I don't know. Frankly, at this point, I'm just surprised. I'm not like disappointed at all. I'm just kind of like shocked that everyone keeps walking in with very smart characters, and I don't just have a bunch of goons going like, give us the clue.
Roll randomly.
That's fair.
I will try to I'll try to follow up after what she did, I guess. We have hero points, right? So-
Yeah, of course. Roll check.
Holy fuck.
Woo!
Hero point. Oh my god, it's worse.
Woo! Want another one?
You're gonna let me use a second one?
Yeah, why not? I'm generous.
Yeah.
Hard success. All right, roll damage.
That was a D6 straight for me, I believe.
D6 halves. So 3 more. Yeah, he's gonna get hit again. That's still not him knocked out.
I do it again?
Well, he's gonna have a chance to punch back at you all, believe it or not.
He
And
was so surprised. He was just like, whoa, whoa, oh my god, I wasn't ready.
Thomas, he's gonna swing at you first. Make a dodge check if you like, or fight back.
Alright. Probably dodge is gonna be my best bet. Oh yeah, it's much better. Oh my fucking lord.
You hold up both your hands like you're gonna try and like get out of the way, like you're gonna like turn, but you turn your body, not your face, and you're just gonna eat a hard fist to the face as
Can I try to block that? Is that possible? in
No.
this game? Okay.
1d3 plus 1d4, 6 damage.
Alright.
How much health do you have total?
12. So I'm down.
That's half.
to-
Why don't you make me a con check really quick, just to see if you pass out. As he wallops you in the face.
I'm a learner, not a fighter. Roop. Jesus fucking Christ.
You want to spend 6 luck?
Yeah.
All right, spending 6 luck, you're able to hold your feet under you as your whole entire world spins. Your blood streaks down your nose. Other two of you, what would you like to do?
I want to try to fight him. I want to try to swing.
Roll a check. Want to use a hero point?
How many do we have?
I have no idea. We're just kind of using them like whatever here.
All right, I'll use one.
Putting them on the deficit.
No.
Perfect. All right, there you go. So 25 for 25, you're gonna hit. So roll me a d3. So roll a d6, then half it, and then your damage bonus is gonna be a d4. So roll a d4 as well.
Oh.
Well, that's fine. That's 4 more damage. So we've done 3. We've done, what was it? How much did you do? 6, 3, and 4. Yeah, he's gonna fall back on his ass. Basically, have you ever seen oh gosh, what was that movie? The hotel one. With Zero and wait, there's basically like Daisy, you go in and punch him right in the nose, and then it's also followed up by Thomas punching him right around the head, and he'll just kind of punch Thomas, and then out of nowhere, Eleanor just kind of clocks him out the side of the head, and he's just gonna fall to the ground onto his knee and then onto the side. Well, you've solidly clocked a cop. What's your next move? He has a gun on his belt. Yeah, he's got a .38 revolver.
Rosie, I think you'll be better with this than I will.
Is a revolver a handgun?
A revolver is a handgun.
Boo.
Oh.
Put stuff into rifles.
That seems like a poor choice for one who doesn't actively carry around a rifle. Do
I
you want to go run back and go pick up a rifle?
mean, honestly,
Keep it in
I
a duffel
kind of
bag,
thought that
like-
by the time we realized what was happening, I'd be like, we're preparing. I'm grabbing my rifle.
Well, that wasn't the decision of the group. Y'all decided, let's plunge our heads fully into this thing.
While they're fighting, can I have gone around the side and put my ear up to the door, see if I could hear anything?
The door's kind of half open already, so you're fine. So you could just open the door.
I'll hold on to the pistol if you don't. I've got a 20 in handgun. I mean, it's not the worst.
That is
Okay, my
the
heart goes-
baseline. That is literally, you have put no points into it. That is basically, I understand how to pull and shoot. But yeah, opening the door, it seems like all the folks have already shuffled up to the next floor.
And then I can't hear anything.
There's just footsteps upstairs.
I'll look outside like, should we go up?
Well, yeah, I think it's probably the best bet. Figure out what the fuck is going on around here. And oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, does the professor seem like the type of person that would also have a gun over their fireplace or something?
Roll a luck check.
Perhaps a Winchester. Lever action 30-30.
Do you want to use a hero point?
Use a hero point.
Use a hero point. We'll borrow them from the future. Some poor group after us is not going to be able to use their next 8 hero points.
He has got a 30 lever action carbine. Well, no. Wait, what'd you roll? Hard success?
Hard success.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Roll me a... I'll roll a d7. I'll do it, because I know how to do coding here.
Give me a 30 level action carbine. That's literally the gun that I already have entered into my.
Perfect. All right. He's got a 30 lever action carbine sitting above the fireplace. It is not currently loaded.
Is there ammo nearby?
Make another luck check.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, you're asking an academic to be, like, prepared to be a full prepper?
You know what? It's a heavy thing I can butt him in the face with later.
Do you want to use another luck point? A hero point, rather?
Since they're imaginary right now, sure.
Yeah.
You find, like, a small cartridge of ammunition
Okay.
that you can load up. Anyway, you've all given Rosie some time to load up and scourge around this guy's closet on the first floor.
And so that probably means that they've probably reached their destination on the second floor.
If they're on the second floor, you can't hear footsteps anymore.
Okay, we'll sneak up
We'll
to the
head up.
second floor. Okay.
All right, I need sneak checks from everybody.
Awesome.
I am seeing such good stealth from everybody.
For
Eleanor,
a second, I thought I had extreme success.
20 luck. I need 9 luck, and oh boy.
I don't have enough luck to cover that gap.
All right. Well, if you're spending luck, you can spend luck.
20.
Everyone who needs to spend luck, spending luck.
For that.
All right. The three of you make your way up quietly and around the second floor in time to see Thomas kind of stumble on the top step, trying to be careful and look around to where you're all gone. As you see the chief of police come down with a gun and begin firing down on Thomas's position. I am going to what? Yeah, like
No questions, nothing.
no questions, nothing. I'm sorry. Are you expecting rationality from?
I return the favor.
All right, one second. Let me take a shot at Thomas here. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. So here we go. I'll do this. I just start blasting. All right, that is going to be 5 damage to you, Thomas.
That takes me down to 1.
Yep, because you get shot by another 38 revolver. But you're all now free to fire.
It's like slowly slide back down the stairs.
I am very fast. If there are no questions asked, just shooting, then I'm no questions asked, just shooting back.
Hell yeah.
And succeeded.
Succeeding big time. How much damage?
12.
12 damage?
Or, no, wait, 8. Sorry. I read extreme. I wanted it to be the extreme damage. Because I didn't actually. If I had just rolled my actual rifle that I have, then it would have already rolled. Anyway, 8.
8 damage is going to be well over half his health. So you're gonna hit him, and I'm gonna make a con save, which I will fail. As the chief of police kind of just like gets hit in the side and then kind of just crumples under the weight and falls down the stairs. It looks like there's the 3rd floor going to the attic.
They definitely never
Finish off the chief.
Finish off the professor.
He's just, no, he's just.
You put another. Sorry, I want to clarify. You are taking a moment, loading another round, and firing it into the chief of police as he's on the ground.
Well, no, I just wanted to make sure that he's not gonna all of a sudden show up behind us in 2 minutes and start shooting again.
I understand the logic. I'm not here to complain about the logic or the morality. I just want to make sure I know this badass moment is just you like shooting him. He crumples and falls down the stairs, and you just take another second and boom, fire another round into him.
Yeah,
No,
double
I
tap.
guess it's
Standard
just
operating
falling down the
procedure.
stairs.
Well, your buddy behind you, Thomas, isn't looking so good. As you'll all quickly note.
Yeah, I'm leaking.
I think I would have tried to help him.
You want to make a first aid or medicine check?
Yeah, as soon as I can find medicine here. Sorry.
Should be down the middle aisle of your skills.
Yeah, they're sort of alphabetical.
Not on mine.
Well, while she's doing that, was he on the second flight of stairs heading down to the
Yeah, he was on the second flight of stairs heading down towards you that he was taking a
Now
shot.
he's at the bottom of the stairs.
Now he's at the bottom of the stairs at your feet. Yes.
Not to be a cold-hearted person, but knife.
Knife, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Do I have to roll for that?
No. It'd be a coup de grace in any other terms. But you now have access to another 38 revolver.
Yes.
Sometimes you just have to butcher a pig. That's all.
It's true. I know we say fuck the police, but I don't know if actively seek to murder police is on the menu. But no, don't worry. You're gonna be a jet all the way.
I'm a jet. When you're a jet, you're the jet all the way.
Officer Krupke, it's only.
I don't think Officer Krupke's gonna forgive me.
I don't think Officer Krupke's gonna forget. Yeah. So okay, you can recover. I think it's like 4 hit points.
Oh.
You managed to close that wound pretty quickly. Before it really has time to get anything. It looks like it's clean in and out. So just kind of bandaging and piling on some extra like clothing from around this room. You kind of tie it off, and it seems like he's in better shape. But there's still a third floor, and you're.
Gift penny.
Seems like in the moment you've taken to do that, those folks upstairs have started screaming.
We'll give him
Well, I
something
guess we don't have to worry about stealth anymore.
Yeah.
Running
Let's
up.
go.
I'll help Thomas up the stairs.
Here, just run up
Ow,
there.
ow,
All right, the two of you charging up ahead of the wounded will enter into a scene of what looks to be a large telescope pointed out through the crack built around the roof here. With the professor standing and looking eagerly as the 4 members who had been going alongside you all clutch at their eyes and heads as if trying to comprehend some great truth, screaming and writhing about. He looks at you. Yes, well, you must be the next ones who are here to look. Please, by all means, come and see.
No.
I think Eleanor, with how desperate she is to be a blessed one, she starts to walk towards the telescope.
I put my
Wow.
arm out.
Yeah, I'm not
This is
stopping.
the way. This is not the way.
How the
I've
hell
just
did they get my dad up here to look at this shit?
I've devoted my whole life. I think this is it. This is what's
Isn't
meant.
the right church. If they expect you to do something like this isn't the right church. You can find one that will welcome you with open arms so much more readily than this one will.
You also will see your friar. My child, perhaps I was wrong. Perhaps it is time for you to go and gaze upon our Lord above.
See, he said, "I'm ready."
Tell him to go first.
After he shut the door on your face, don't forget that.
I think he's already gone.
He
Now
has
that
both
we've
of
My
eyes.
child,
now that you've
look at how
walked
much
around
harm
with
your
us,
friends have done. They'll be taken away, certainly very soon, but you have a chance to be absolved of your sins.
There's 2 dead bodies downstairs, but there's 4 people because of you clutching their faces in pain.
They'll learn in time what it means to be broken, to serve the blessed.
That's
They make a sacrifice for everyone.
Did they say they were okay with this before you
All
gave them
who
this
gaze
truth?
upon the great mind are willing. Now, my child,
Well, I'm not willing, and I'm not willing to let
I
her go.
speak not to you,
I'm speaking to you though.
my
I'm
child.
Gonna, I'm gonna raise the gun that I have and kind of level it and make sure I'm aiming it at him as I'm talking.
He doesn't look at you. He just continues to look at his loyal flock member, Eleanor. It's your choice. Do not let false prophets guide you astray.
can, I'll run across the room and
That's a real
There's like, how
hot
far
kettle
behind are
situation.
Penny and Tom?
Sorry, a lot of people talked all at once as the music was hitting crescendo. So I've got the two of you who are in the back coming up to this scene. Eleanor, what are you immediately doing?
I'm just looking at Rosie, and I ask her to lower her gun.
I can't do that. There's been so much hurt happening because of this man that you believe in, and I want you to have something to believe in, but he's not that one.
Okay. But this man saved me, and his church saved me, and if he says it's my time, I want to look to the telescope.
what I said when we all talked at the same time is that I was trying to book it across the room and push the telescope so it's not focused at the same spot. Towards the ground if I could.
If you can, you can just kind of shove the lens up as the professor kind of steps back and lets you do it. It's built into the ceiling such that it can't be easily smashed like that.
I was just trying to aim it away from whatever it was aimed at.
Yeah. Please do not touch the instruments, please. They're very
I
delicate.
point the gun at the professor and say, "What is that thing pointed at?"
A star. A great, wonderful star. Why don't you see it for yourself? And he pulls on some he turns to pull on some levers that begin adjusting the telescope back to a reasonable point, and he looks and adjusts it back into a familiar place without even having to properly look. I know its exact position anywhere, anytime. You can see. Your friend is being very difficult. If you could restrain her. And he'll go back and set it in place again. I need someone who is in a situation to choose to do something. If you try to push it again, he seems to like lock some ropes into place, and you won't be able to move it anymore. Like it's locked.
I'll keep standing in front of it to at least block our friend.
Can you remind me really fast, would a carbine need to be reloaded after every single shot?
You would just have to rack the lever.
Yeah, you have 6 bullets in a mag, but you loaded 6 in and just.
I am going to. You said he's using a bunch of pulleys to put it in place.
Yeah, but now he seems to have locked those into place.
Okay, and the pulleys have ropes connected to them, correct?
Yes, but shooting a rope will be a quite difficult shot to make. And this is quite
I'll ask the professor, what kind of star drives people crazy?
Crazy. Those who are not... Jeez, I'm talking like a reverend. Those who are not ready find it difficult to comprehend. But it's 410 light years away. Around the constellation Taurus, the bull. It is the best time to view it. Pleiades cluster, M45. Sometimes referred to as the Seven Sisters. It appears in the Book of Job.
Oh, I'm familiar with the mythology behind the Seven Sisters.
But you understand, this is a sign from the divine. Those are made willing and capable of ascension are granted power, and those who are not are made to serve. It is in the good book. The Reverend will confirm. And you did hear the Reverend give a whole sermon on those exact quotes.
Yeah.
The Reverend is unarmed, correct?
Why would a priest be armed?
He's armed with his faith in the Lord.
I was gonna say he's armed with his words. And I'm gonna regret doing this, and I know I'm gonna regret doing this, but for the sake of not shooting the priest in front of Eleanor right away, I'm gonna go and try to see if I can restrain him instead. Bless you.
Thank you.
Turk.
He is, and you all as well. And so you go up, and he doesn't fight you. He's an old man. He knows better than to try and tussle with you. He will comply if you want to push him up to a wall or something.
The Bible out of his hands, just in case it's not a regular Bible.
It's just clatters to the floor like a book bound in leather.
Okay.
Eleanor, you're no longer guarded or prevented.
Right. Eleanor.
Other than a penny in front of it.
Yeah.
But it'd be so simple, maybe, to just try and push her out of the way. You just need to look through it for a moment, probably.
Right. Can I use? Do I have to use strength for that?
You can use a brawl check or strength. Or you can use. Oh, you do an opposed strength check between the two of you. I got a hard success and then an extreme success. Holy.
Sorry,
Eleanor
Rosie.
wants to get right. with
Eleanor is pushed by the divine energy, and you feel like you're like braced for her to come hit you, but she just knocks you out of the way and sends you off your feet. And Eleanor, you can push your eyes up to the telescope. Which eye are you looking through?
I'm gonna look through with my left eye.
Make me a sanity check.
Eleanor, no.
Oh.
Would you like to spend 10 luck?
Yes. Oh, I didn't mean to roll luck. Sorry. I'm gonna spend 10 luck.
Spending 10 luck of your 18 left, so you have 8 luck remaining. You feel this presence growing in your mind as you look out at this star, this planet. And for the rest of you, you just see Eleanor kind of locked in on the telescope. But I'll say right now, it's like something's manifesting, like there's something truly out there, some presence you're now connected to, or at least beginning the connection of. What did the rest of you do?
I'm keeping my gun on the priest and the professor.
Well, Priest is being apprehended by Rosie. So you have your gun on the professor. It doesn't seem like anyone's doing anything to stop someone looking through a telescope.
Okay.
Well, she's already looked at it.
Well,
So
But he can break it, because what if she's not strong enough, or maybe if we break it, she's not strong enough, then she'll go nuts.
I was gonna ask if we could try to break the glass, if that would if we broke the glass on the actual viewer.
I'm not telling you how this scenario is supposed to end or not.
Well, I mean, her eyes on the viewer on the inside. The rest would be kind of pointed out of the house. So I mean,
Right, so
you'd
we'd
have to
have
physically
to-
shove her out of the way before you could smash it.
Yeah. I already have the priest detained, so I'm kind of gonna just use a little bit of force to try to just push him down so he stays for a few seconds, so I can go and see if I can maybe nudge Eleanor out of the way.
You're gonna need more than a nudge. She seems pretty
She's
locked
got
onto
guts,
that
right?
thing.
I'm going to apologize. I'm literally gonna be like, I'm sorry in advance, and she's gonna shove Eleanor.
Sure, I just want you to know, the whole telescope is just sitting there. A telescope is made of glass on the inside.
It was metal on the outside, so if you shoot it, it might ricochet.
I'm not talking about shooting it, I'm talking about applying
Hit it with the butt
trauma.
of my gun. I could hit it with the butt of my gun.
You can make me a brawl check.
Cool.
So what follows? I need Eleanor to make me another sanity check.
Okay.
Oh my
I'm so
god, they're
sorry.
escalating.
I'm so sorry.
Whew.
Woo! She made it.
Hey, don't say who. Because Eleanor, in that moment, before it's broken, you feel this connection enter your mind, and you just gain this overwhelming sense of peace and oneness with a force greater than yourself. Just, you know, you're connected to the professor, to the father, to, you know, the reverend, to other people in town, and you're perfect, and your mind is focused on devotion and understanding the Lord and theology and what it means to truly be, and it shatters and glass enters your eye as the whole entire structure fragments as you scream in pain.
That's what I was trying to avoid.
The professor will shout, "No! What have you done?" And it looks like the professor's getting aggressive, Thomas.
I re-level the gun and I say, one more step and you're fucking dead.
He doesn't heed your
Fucking
words.
star.
He doesn't heed your words.
Pulling the trigger.
I'm going to say you could have gotten close enough. It doesn't need to be a roll. So, the professor's going to slump back and go down.
One more for the priest.
Easily done. The top of this building is quiet. Eleanor, you just have nothing in your mind but a desire to learn more and connect more with the divine, to study theology and to perfect it. Research, experiment, truly know all there is to know. Single-mindedness.
Right. Eleanor is very upset. She screams, "Why did you do that? Why did you do that?" And I'm sorry, who was the one who hit the
That'd be Rosie.
I think she's just gonna charge at Rosie.
Are you sure? Okay, are you sure you want to do that, knowing that she literally like wants to be a member of the mob and she has a gun?
You have to remember, I haven't mentioned how low
her
that
side.
Eleanor's sanity may have gotten now.
That's okay.
But I'm gonna make a little edit here. Do a little extra Cthulhu mythos here.
I think it's time to go. She made her choice.
Yeah, I need to get to Mexico fast.
Tell them where you're going.
Mexico's a big country.
But yeah, well, Eleanor needs to make a brawl check, and then you can make a fight back or dodge. It's a failure on the brawl.
I'm going to roll a brawl back, but can I do it in a sense of just like trying to just restrain her?
Yeah.
You know he's gonna genie
Just-
twist a spell on you.
Just brawl. Just roll brawl. You don't need to get into specifics. It's a little.
Oh my god.
You both failed, so you're both gonna ineffectively try and grapple with each other. But
Slap fight.
Perfect.
I mean, okay, what are all three of you going to do? Is the aim here just to subdue Eleanor? Because there's three of you and one of her, and we don't need to drag this on over multiple rounds of two of you rolling ineffectively, or three of you rolling ineffectively, and one of you having 70 brawl. I can say
The goal is like
you
we
sub
literally just saw something
you sub
and we didn't want her to get there, and trying to just
Could be-
give her a chance to hope that
Could be
it'll
score.
go away.
I get it. You subdue her and hold her down. And it seems that the night is quiet. House is full of dead people. You broke the telescope. What are you gonna do next?
Before we leave, I am going to unlock its position and make sure that it's pointed completely away from whatever that.
You can just
fucking
cut all
star is.
the ropes, and the thing will just fall
Yeah.
out of its sling and out into the backyard.
I'll try to find if it's written down in that room anyway.
You want to look for the professor's notes or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just cursory that.
Yeah, no, it is. It seems like he has it jotted down, like he has it committed to memory or something, but also writes it down in a book.
He's big shot, right?
Look, I have an open invitation to lecture at a prestigious college in Columbia, and I think I'm going to take them up on that offer.
Well, it's a
Jeez.
little
You're
early to
welcome to
consider.
ride with me.
It's a little early to consider running away just yet. I'll remind you, literally, your family lives here. So before we pull an episode 1 of Caravan of Cthulhu again, where you just run away because you assume things are bad, you do have a house you can safely be in.
Do we know that?
Well,
They've clearly looked at this goddamn thing.
I'm not
so
talking about your
obviously
parents.
Eleanor has been kind of changed by this, but if we were to go back into town afterwards, does anything seem like it's changed?
Nope.
Or does it seem like they're like permanently touched by it?
Doesn't seem like anything's changed. It's just really late night in town. Doesn't seem like anything's shifted. It's like just like you had left it. But what are you doing? Decisions.
I would have looked for somebody's keys in the room.
Oh, they all walked here. Walkable town.
People keep their keys in their pocket. Are there even keys?
I mean, yeah, if you want to get into someone's house, sure.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
we can
go
just
down
go to
town.
my parents' house and just pretend like we never. What professor? I don't know who you're talking about.
Just tell me where you're headed. Penny's house, parents' house.
Let's go to
Family's
Penny's
house?
Let's
All
go.
right.
No one waiting back there to potentially tell us what the newest thing that dissected.
No, no one's there. So the night passes, and what do you do with your concerning friend Eleanor? Leave her tied up?
I mean, does she
It's
seem
not ideal.
Eleanor, you still very much feel connected to everything, and I think it's very natural for you to want to hurt the people who you think cut off your connection potentially to the Great Mind.
Right.
So I'd say it's sufficient that Eleanor would be in a position to be quite furious at you all.
Which is why I want to get out of town.
Yeah. That's why I want to get out of town too.
So you get to Penny's place, stake out the night, maybe pack up on supplies.
Hmm.
As dawn breaks, nothing seems to change.
Hopefully, we've stopped anyone else from looking at that. Hopefully, none of the people affected know how to reconnect to it.
Well,
What do you all
anyway,
What do you all do?
Am I tied up somewhere, or am
I
just-
believe you're tied up in that house.
Okay.
At least is she tied up in the house?
I don't want to leave her like tied up in a house where people might not find her and she'll starve to death.
That's very
not what I'm
kind
looking
of you
to.
for
during
crazy.
the night while we were like sleeping?
Let's stop
and
by the
stuff?
pastry shop on the way out of town. We can tell them.
So you get a platter of pastries. You bring it back to
Yeah.
your home. You set it down on the floor so that a restrained person can.
Wait,
Could stare at the food longingly.
that's not what I said.
No, she wants to tell the people at the bakery to go check her house. I think, right? That's what you were saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go get Eleanor.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to do a little epiloguing. The three of you leave town. The strangeness left behind, hopefully. You don't know. You didn't check. You didn't bother to follow up. You just want to get out of there. Fair. One of you was shot. You did kill a priest and a scientist and the chief and deputy of police. You shot the sheriff and the deputy. Bob Marley would be so disappointed with you all if he were alive. But one of you is remained there, and about early afternoon, someone does show up, and the door kind of swings open as it's unlocked and finds you and frees you and gives you some food to eat, some water, asks you what the hell happened, and you tell them your story of how those three killed members of your community and ruined something great, but you know better than to elaborate to those uninitiated. They are not part of the Great Mind. And others of you gather, and you go to your studies, to the things you know to work on. And that night, you spend the entire time working up this master thesis on what it means to be holy and divine and devoted to deities, referencing every major religion, finding connections that you didn't even think were theoretically possible before, but now your mind is just expanded to this place of singular devotion and thought, and it's perfect. But as the sun starts to creep up, this new waking realization also hits you. And it seems to hit many others in town as you hear the screams. That knowledge you have in your head is not natural. These connections you're drawing, this divine barrier, those great titans that shaped the earth and are hidden behind a veil maintained by dead ones who will rise again, for even death may die in time. And to worship the divine is to hope for some stopgap in between those true deities that roamed this earth years ago. And you should know this. This is wrong. Your head feels like it's on the brink of exploding, and you feel your entire body heating up to almost nova levels before you burst into flames, into embers, into dust. Your body just cooks itself. The knowledge in your head, in your system, is wrong and does not fit the human form. And your daily devotion, the creation and expansion of the great mind, was severed. In those final moments, you feel this sense of failure. But at the same time, you've never felt more human. I'm sorry, Eleanor, you have died. But the town of Stowell, while going to have to severely clean up a lot of bodies, has been saved. But that's a question of cleanup for next time, because that is what we're going to call our session of the Caravan of Cthulhu. Congratulations to our 3 surviving members, and thank you all so much for being an exceptional cast, and thank you to being an exceptional audience. Why don't we go around the horn and the order you are introduced, and tell the people who you are, who you're playing tonight, where your character eventually ends up in 1 or 2 sentences, and where the people can find more of your exceptional work on the internet. Starting, of course, with Lonnie.
Hey, I am Lonnie, or Looney Shaz. I think that I think Rosie's gonna have a few days where she just kind of like sits there and kind of realizes, like, okay, maybe this is why the mob doesn't usually let, like, why they've been kind of picky with not letting her in, and all that sort of stuff, because she still sits there at the end of the day and she feels bad about this sort of stuff, and has a little bit of that, like, crisis about that. But then when she finally is able to move on, she does talk about all the things that she did manage to accomplish, and I think she tries to...
Your sister will eventually give you a call.
My sister's okay.
Yeah, she's in the hospital with her. She's in the hospital with her husband. He's apparently been getting cut, and he should not theoretically be alive, but was somehow kept alive. But she said she woke up and the girls were screaming, and she doesn't know what's happened to them, but a bunch of other people in town. But he's fine. He's in the hospital. He might not make it, but she says, she would love to see you during this hard time.
Do I want to go back there?
It's in the county hospital. I won't be in town.
Okay. Yeah, she'll eventually go back and visit her sister and make sure her sister's okay, and try to figure out what she's supposed to say, knowing what she probably knows about her husband. Yeah. I don't know. I think she's gonna have survivor's guilt for a little bit. I think
That's
that's
fine.
kind of the best way to sum that up.
All right. Where can people find more of your awesome content?
Well, in 2 days from now on Thursday, technically tomorrow because it's 12:02 where I am right now. I will be in the finale of Delta Green, where there's gonna be even more fucked up shit happening. So that's gonna be really fun. After that, I think I actually just have a quiet November. So come check out Delta Green. It's really great. There's a lot of great people in it, and things are going down. It's gonna be eventful. So that's about it for me.
All right. Next, of course, would be Eleanor. How are you doing, Eleanor?
Hi guys. My name's Jay or Eleanor. My handle is pineapple PNAPL 2 underscores. I think that Eleanor ended up in like this middle ground, not heaven, not hell, not really on earth, but she's kind of like in this post-death trance state, just kind of eternally floating around. Her
Concerning.
spirit.
But very cool. Is there anywhere else you're going to be on soon?
Oh, I'm sorry. So right now I have nothing scheduled, but I will be around in Twitch chat and supporting the channel.
All right, perfect. That's gonna jump us on over to, of course, Ling, who survived. Yay!
Hey, Caravan. Yay! Yeah, hello, I'm Ling. I'm at @beanmore_dice on most things. So, Penny is going to clear out what's left in her bank account and head to Vancouver, Canada to start over because waitressing skills transfer pretty well. Um, and she'll try to take up a paintbrush again. I am probably going to be back here towards the end of November for our like Oops No Witcher follow up, which I think of as always gloomy and Nilfgaard, but I don't know what the actual title is.
I'd love it either way.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to that, and hopefully I will be back here again soon.
I hope so as well. Which brings us over to Jason.
Hi, I'm Jason, JJSYNN on Twitter, Graphical Ronin, just about everyone else. Thomas.
Would get a call from his mom. Your mom is fine. Your dad did load up.
Dad blew up.
Dad blew up a little bit.
He will talk to her on the phone and assure her that he's okay. But once he hangs up the payphone on a desert highway, he hops back in the car and drives south of the border. Ends up in Central America excavating various indigenous sites, ancient cities, that sort of thing.
Interesting.
Probably with a mind towards finding more information similar to what they've just gone through. Not
Well,
to know it, but to destroy it.
never mind. I won't say anything more.
That is his quest.
Okay.
I am going to be in 2 weeks. We'll be finishing up Dustgrave on Mondays, right here on Lost Caravan. Tomorrow night I will be on Weave the Tale. I believe we'll be finishing up a mini campaign of Mere Fantasy. Most Fridays I am on Ruinous Paths D&D. We started a second long campaign where I play the great grandson of my last character, who's literally named after everyone that was in the last party. I'm working on a side project for the Caravan. It'll be straight to YouTube. We're hoping to get that off the ground and launched ASAP. And aside from that, I'm not sure what's going on for the rest of November and December. I will be at PAX U. I'll be running games for Nerdburger Games from 10 to 2 Friday and Saturday. So sign up if you're there. Say hi. I don't bite unless you ask me to.
Damn, now I'm sad I'm not going. Cannot be bitten. It's my favorite thing not to do at places. All right, that brings it back to me. Hey, everybody, I am Turk, or Turk Accented, if you ask nicely on the interwebs. And I had the distinct honor and privilege of once again being your keeper. And I'm going to just cut the music for a little bit, because I've been hearing that through everyone's very lovely sign-offs, and it's going to drive me insane if I don't cut it. I hope you all enjoyed. This has been some fell on stony ground from the latest Nameless Horrors scenario book for Call of Cthulhu. Definitely a different approach that they take for this one than previous ones. So if you liked this adventure, by all means, check out the book. The resources are free online. They are all accessible. They come with pre-built investigators with some very interesting hooks that our players kind of adapted here. Even though they did mess up East and West, that's really my only problem. If you want to see more of me and the things I do, the words I say, weird, but you also can find me Thursday for the finale of Impossible Landscapes, the Delta Green campaign here. That'll just be the end of season 2 until season 3 happens. And then beyond that, for the rest of November, it's just the 27th will be the return of Oathsworn, obviously the Dragon Lords. Which is a little campaign I run over on Neon Lights. It's been going for, in total, this will be the 37th episode of a bi-weekly campaign that took a big old break. I've been running it for 2+ years now. And it's Greek if you like Greek mythology and you like high fantasy and you think a combo of the two could be interesting, then I hope you think about tuning in. If not, well, there's lots of other shows on the internet. Including on the 29th, I'll be over on Neon Lights playing By a Shadow Peace, which is kind of a Wrath and Glory for 40k game where I play a big space marine, but we're solving mysteries, so I don't get to just shoot everybody all the time. Anyway, that all being said, and that as it is, that is going to be it for all of us here. So thank you once again. You all been lovely as usual. Please stick around for the raid, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.